spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
Welcome back. In what is a significant relief for the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Karnataka Chief Minister has got a clean chit from the Lokayukta in the MUDA scam. Sources suggest that this clean chit has been given due to the lack of evidence, and the Lokayukta is going to be submitting the final report in the court. In fact, the response, NDTV has accessed the Lokayukta's report, which says that there is no evidence against the Chief Minister as well as his wife. This case is not suitable for investigation is what we understand, and that it is based on this clean chit is based on the legal misunderstanding, and that additional probe will be conducted. Let me go across to my colleague Maria. Maria, the Lokayukta, although has given a clean chit, it does say that additional probe will be conducted.
Yes, that's right. And the key findings of this report, and if I were to read that to the viewers, is that the case appears to be civil in nature. It is not suitable for criminal investigation. The issue may have arisen due to some misunderstanding of facts or law. No action is required to be taken, and there is a lack of sufficient evidence. It cannot be a further vindication of what Mr. Siddaramaiah has been saying so far, that all this investigation is rather, political vendetta against him, and that when it comes to material proof or evidence against him, that there is nothing more in this case as soon as his wife handed over the land to the development authority. What sources are also telling us is that the Lokayukta has now issued a notice to the complainant, Mr. Krishna in this case, stating that the cause is, the case is not worthy of investigation because of lack of evidence. And it has also informed that a B report will be filed due to lack of evidence. But overall, in the political landscape of Karnataka, this will be seen as a huge relief for the Karnataka Chief Minister, who has been battling this charge which has been coming against him. There were, murmurs from within the party, and also the allegations which came in, post this investigation when it opened up. Direct charge from the BJP was that the Congress party is actually corrupt, and it's not suited to govern the state of Karnataka, which is a crucial state. And remember, in the southern India, Karnataka is the only state which has been governed by the BJP once upon a time. So, it has witnessed just 5 years ago, just few years ago, I would say, before the election, there was a BJP government. So the larger question has been that there was a narrative which was being built that the present government is not good at governance, and that it is Mr. Siddaramaiah who is allegedly presiding over this corruption. Now, with this kind of clean chit coming for the Chief Minister himself, with the Lokayukta clearly saying that there is no evidence whatsoever, and that the burden of proof now is on the complainant, that they have to give more details if they want this investigation to continue, certainly means that Mr. Siddaramaiah has got a huge relief, and that this is clearly a clean chit for the Karnataka Chief Minister.
Right, Maria, the question is, what does it do to the image of Siddaramaiah? Because that is something that was under question. And this vindication by the Lokayukta and earlier the Karnataka High Court as well, not allowing the case to go to the CBI, it does vindicate him in that sense as well.
In Karnataka politics, Mr. Siddaramaiah has that image of being squeaky clean. He is undoubtedly the tallest leader of the Congress party in the state of Karnataka. He enjoys great reputation when it comes to his popularity as well. For him to get this kind of relief, which was seen as a spot on his long political career of almost 50 plus years, this was bothering the Congress party and also the cadres of the Congress on ground in Karnataka. Now, this will certainly give that fillip to the larger argument that Congress has been making, that as far as that state is concerned, it is the BJP which has much to explain, because the former Chief Minister, Mr. B.S. Yedurappa, and others do face allegations of corruption. But when it comes to the Congress leaders, they do not have any such charge against them. Mr. Siddaramaiah himself has been unwell for the last few days. He is recuperating at the moment. But the sense certainly is that you're getting from within the government is that this is going to be the huge fillip, that huge relief that the Chief Minister was certainly looking for in his own political career.
Right. Mario, as I mentioned earlier as well, the Karnataka High Court earlier had given a significant relief for the Karnataka Chief Minister by not allowing a CBI investigation in this particular case. Do you feel, and is it an understanding that this entire decision by the Karnataka High Court then might have affected the ongoing investigation by the Lokayukta?
Not really, because Lokayukta investigation was completely different from the ongoing investigation which was happening. Remember, Lokayukta as well as the ED are probing the matter simultaneously. So it is not the Central Bureau of Investigation. It is the Enforcement Directorate which is investigating this case even as we speak. So what the Lokayukta police has said, and this is important for our viewers, is also, Osama, that further investigation will be conducted into this case only after the details are submitted in the court. And that it goes on to say that the probing officers have said that they have submitted the final report. And since the above allegations against accused number 1 and accused number 4 in the case have not been proven due to the lack of evidence, the final report will be submitted to the High Court. So clearly there has been lack of evidence against Siddaramaiah and his wife. The Chief Minister was facing this charge that did he take favors for his wife, that this entire family was under this cloud which was damning as far as his own political inning is concerned. And that is certainly coming as a huge relief, with his wife having handed over this land itself to Mysuru Development Corporation.
Right. Maria, the Lokayukta report, it also mentions that this case is of a civil nature and not a criminal nature, and hence there is no need for any action. Explain it to us. What does it exactly mean?
Yes. So the nature of investigation which was so far happening was criminal investigation. So what has been said by the Lokayukta, which is the investigating body here, and which was set up to look into allegations of corruption by those who hold public office. Now this it is being said it is civil in nature, and those who filed this case, perhaps there has been some kind of misunderstanding. For Mr. Siddaramaiah to get a relief on these lines certainly means that what was seen for the last few months, that he was facing that entire question. There were investigations and raids that were happening. There were concerns that what will happen to the government of Karnataka. Will there be a change of guard? Will there be a new chief minister that the state will get? All that has been put to rest, although it got settled then itself. But now, with this kind of relief which is coming in, the chief minister certainly stands vindicated.
All right, Mario Shakil, thank you very much for getting us all the latest. This is the big breaking news that we are getting you at this hour. It has been a significant relief for the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. The Lokayukta has vindicated him and said that there is no need for any further action in the MUDA scam case. Time now for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big Budget Day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
At the RSS building in Delhi. Let me go. In fact, this RSS's new headquarters, the Keshav Kunj, it is spread over 4 acres and it was built at the cost of approximately 150 crore. It features 3 12-story towers called the Sadhana, Prerna and Archana, accommodating around 300 rooms, making it a substantial complex in terms of size and facilities compared to even the BJP national headquarters. So the new office in Delhi for the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, it is going to be inaugurated in just a short while from now. This office is called the Keshav Kunj. Many union ministers, they are there at, they are going to be present at this new office of the RSS, including the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. And my colleague Vasudha Venugopal joins us to get us more on this. Vasudha, give us the details.
Well, Osama, this is the first meeting, first official event of the RSS in the newly inaugurated office of, newly inaugurated building of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh in Chandewala in New Delhi. Remember that this was not the headquarters, it's a working place, but it is huge. It has been built to almost 150 crore and it has 3 towers. In fact, and it has living spaces for more than 300 people, and this is, built to provide support to the 4,000 pracharaks that full-time pracharaks that the RSS has, and also the visiting Swayamsevaks. It also is a symbol of the organization's growing stature and influence in Indian society now. And today, Amit Shah, the Home Minister, taking part in the first official event of the RSS in its new building, is in some ways symbolic of the fact that the RSS and the BJP have always worked together. For the BJP, the support of the RSS is very important because not just it is the ideological fountainhead for the BJP, but also in terms of its organizational strength, it is the RSS that provides BJP the kind of organizational wherewithal strength it needs to, have these electoral victories one after the other. So clearly, from today begins another new chapter for the RSS with this official event being held in this new office of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh.
All right, Vasudha Venugopal, thank you very much for getting us all the latest. Rajasthan's Finance Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister Diya Kumari presented Rajasthan's first green budget with a huge focus on sustainable development goals, with 11% of the budget looking at renewable energy, climate change adaptation, forest development, water harvesting and green technology. In fact, Diya Kumari said that it's no SOP budgets that looks at infrastructure development, at making Rajasthan self-reliant in energy and addressing the concerns of women, youth and the farmers.
So it's the second budget by Finance Minister Diya Kumari and Deputy Chief Minister, of course. Diya ji, congratulations on you went on and on for 2 hours, 19 minutes exactly. I was counting the time, so I think you must be quite tired. But the key focus areas, it is a no SOPs budget. It's a budget that's looking at infrastructure, green budget, very interesting. What's your overall view on it?
It's a very good budget. It's with the way we keep talking about, and our Prime Minister also talks about Viksit Bharat by 2047. The same way we want to make Rajasthan completely self-dependent and a Viksit Rajasthan by 2047, if not before. So we are focusing a lot on green, like you saw, it was the first green budget of Rajasthan. And what I also said was that every department will now be, whatever initiatives they'll be taking, whatever work will be done with keeping that in mind.
Huge allocation also, 2,700 plus crores for that. Yes. Also because, large part of green is renewable energy, and you've said that Rajasthan is taking steps towards, I think by 2030 is the goal to become energy self-reliant in the next 5 years.
Yes, that's why a lot of focus on solar also. We are giving them free solar rooftop units, which slowly then almost 150 units of electricity will be free. So again, we want to be Atmanirbhar Rajasthan, especially when we talk about energy, because energy has been really a sore point for Rajasthan over so many years. But now we are going to be changing that. Water also, we've really focused on that. I'm very, very thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister to have extended the Jal Jeevan Mission to 2028. And of course, in that also, we'll now be covering the cities also, and more connections to be given to many, many more families, which unfortunately in the previous government, they really didn't bother about. Yes.
So some of the key points there, of course, lots for tourism also, which we'll explain later, but tribal areas and new tourism circuits also to come up. Thank you so much for speaking to us exclusively on NDTV. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh.
And the councillors from the Nepal Embassy, Sanjeev Sharma Das and Naveen Raja Adhikari, they held a meeting with Odisha ministers Mukesh Mahaling and Suryabanshi Suraj over the death of a Nepali student at KIIT. Meanwhile, the BJP students wing, ABVP, it has come out in solidarity with the Nepalese students, ensuring their safety and support. From Raxol onwards, the ABVP has actively helped students reach their homes safely, ensuring that they face no difficulties during their journey.
We approached the central government of India, Ministry of External Affairs. We also approached to the university and also approached to the Odisha government. So after the dialogue with all these people, I think the Odisha government people, they went to Chit and instructed them to reverse basically their notices. So I think there was a U-turn immediately after the intervention of the government of India. Now the hostel is open and the classes have been resumed. But in the meantime, government of Odisha as well as the Chit University, they have suspended, taken actions to several of their officials as well as the security guards. We have also requested all the students to come back to the hostel.
Time now for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
क्या मुझे चक्कर आ रहे हैं।
ये कैसा चक्कर है?
ये थोड़ा नॉटी चक्कर है।
अब मस्ती होगी डबल और टेंशन होगी जीरो।
आओ ललिता, आओ ललिता।
लग रहा है हंसी का मैदान और आ रहा है कॉमेडी का हीरो।
तुम्हारी जीवन पार्टनर जो होगी ना, उसका नाम स से शुरू होगा।
सुश्री दीपिका पादुकोण।
देखिए द कपिल शर्मा शो हर रात 9:30 बजे शिमारू उमंग पर।
आप एनडीटीवी देख रहे हैं तो आपको पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज और कैंडिडेट्स की सारी खबरें काफी अच्छे से मिल रही होंगी और फिर आपको ये भी एनडीटीवी ने कई बार बताया होगा कि दो पार्टी के बीच कैसे एक कैंडिडेट फंस जाता है और क्या हालत होती है उसकी। यही हालत है मेरी, एक तरफ एक्स और दूसरी तरफ फ्यूचर भाई। अरे रियल लाइफ में नहीं, मेरी अपकमिंग मूवी में।
आपकी एक्स वाइफ को रेट्रोग्रेड एमनीजिया हुआ है।
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip at the spiritual Sangam. A sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues. Hello.
Criminal case. All eyes are on the Delhi Chief Minister's pick. The suspense over who's going to be the next Delhi Chief Minister, that is going to end today. Meanwhile, a grand oath-taking ceremony is set to take place tomorrow. Who will govern the national capital? Is it going to be Parvesh Verma or Rekha Gupta? In fact, Rekha Gupta spoke to NDTV and said that the top leadership will decide. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath hits back at Mamata Banerjee over the Mrityu Kumbh Rao and says that the opposition has joined forces to tarnish the Sanatan Dharma. Akhilesh Yadav, in the meanwhile, backs Mamata's Mrityu Kumbh comment. Delhi High Court questions the railways and asks why sell excess tickets. The High Court tells the railways to list steps to limit the passengers. In the meanwhile, the Chief Justice of India, he said that the stampede could have been avoided. Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shab. Who's going to be the next Chief Minister of Delhi? Well, that is the big question. The Bharatiya Janata Party, it has come back to power in the national capital after 27 long years, and it is going to finalize the name of the next Delhi Chief Minister today. The grand oath-taking ceremony is going to take place tomorrow at the Ram Leela Maidan. Meanwhile, my colleagues Vasudha Venugopal and Aishwarya Jain, they have been tracking all the latest development from the ground. Vasudha, over to you.
Well, thank you, Osama, and good evening to all our viewers. 10 days after the BJP stormed to power in the national capital, ending its 27 years of electoral drought in the national capital, today is the day when we finally get to know who the Chief Minister of Delhi is going to be. This is the man who will hold the key to Delhi's future, somebody that the BJP will come up with, because there's a legislative meeting that's going to take place just right now, in a few minutes from now. But there is a process to it, there's a protocol to it. Let's first listen in from Aishwarya, my colleague, who has been tracking all the developments today. Aishwarya, tell us what is going on since morning today. What can we expect, and who are the top contenders?
Well, the suspense of 11 days are going to be over today, because it's the name of the Chief Minister of Delhi that would be announced. It was a hectic parley of meetings that underwent since morning, and we saw how first it was BJP Parliamentary Board meeting that took place at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, and deliberation upon the name of the Chief Minister and the 6 ministers who will be taking oath tomorrow at Ram Leela Maidan happened, and it was observers' name that was appointed soon after that. O.P. Dhankar and Ravi Shankar Prasad, two ex-union ministers, had been appointed as the observers, and they will be taking part in the legislative meeting shortly at 14 Pandit Pant Marg, where we are currently reporting from. And certainly it would be these newly elected MLAs, all the 48 BJP MLAs who would be coming over here along with the observers, and finally the name will be announced of the Chief Minister. So long suspense that will end in some time from now, and all eyes will be on that very crucial legislative party meeting.
Well, Aishwarya, it's been a historic 48 MLAs and reducing the Aam Aadmi Party to just 22. So there are clearly many different contenders to this post. There's of course Pravesh Verma. There is Pravesh Verma, who defeated the Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal. There's also Vijender Gupta, one of the senior most MLAs of the BJP from Rohini, someone who basically came to power, became an MLA even when the Aam Aadmi Party was completely, in some ways, reigning Delhi. Also, there is Satish Upadhyay, former president of Delhi BJP. There are also the women there. There's Shikha Rai, who defeated the big wig of Aam Aadmi Party, also a minister, Saurabh Bharadwaj from Greater Kailash. There is also Rekha Gupta from Shalimar Bagh, and there are other organizationally important people, including Ashish Sood. And the central observers have already been announced, O.P. Dhankar and also Ravi Shankar Prasad. There's a Purvanchali and there is a Jat. So clearly that also in some ways might or may not provide signals to who the Chief Minister could be. Remember that this is something that the BJP leadership decides, and it is something that the BJP has always been known for. A pick that's often surprising, often also predictable, because Aishwarya, in the last few years, if you see last year, Bhajanlal Sharma, Vishnudev Sai, Mohan Yadav were completely out of the box, surprising names. But Devendra Fadnavis and Nayab Singh Saini were predictable names. So there is a mix of predictability and uncertainty when it comes to BJP's names. Let's go across to my colleague Ishika first, but Aishwarya, I wanted to make a point here.
Well, as BJP is known for throwing surprises, and many are saying that this time as well there would be surprise in Delhi. Of course, 5 to 6 names have been shortlisted in the national capital for the Chief Minister position. Whether those names will be finally selected or there would be some surprises, something that would be very interesting to see, because it's 11 days suspense that will end today. Ishika Verma joining with us on this broadcast as well. She's right there outside the BJP state headquarters, where all the action will unfold from here on. Let's go directly to Ishika. Please tell us what's happening over there. We can hear dhol nagadas already now buzzing.
Well, yes, certainly, it is already buzzing here, and in fact, this is going to be the center for all the action today, because just in few hours, the suspense will be over as to who will be the Chief Minister. But before that, let me take you directly to the visuals here outside the Delhi BJP headquarters. In fact, you can see that how, in fact, the workers have already started gathering here. If we talk about, the decoration that has been done, well, this decoration is not seen for many years, and it is, you can see how it has been decked up so beautifully. You can see rather the new gate that has been made specially yesterday evening for, in fact, today. You can see where it has written Delhi Mein Bhajpa Sarkar. So clearly the josh is high among the BJP workers today. Not just that, in fact, all of these decoration, you can see the flowers, all of that has been brought here, because in just a short while from now, we are expecting all those 48 newly elected MLAs of the BJP will be coming here, and this is for their warm welcome, because in this meeting today, they will be choosing their leader, and then finally, the Chief Minister of Delhi will be announced. Now, in fact, as we had already, spoken as to how the observers have already been appointed for this very crucial meeting. It is Ravi Shankar Prasad and O.P. Dhankar who will be coming here in just a short while from now as, in fact, the central observers, and then the very crucial meeting will begin. Now, not just that we are expecting that the Chief Minister will be announced, but we are also expecting that shortly after that, the list of cabinet ministers is also likely to be announced here. So this certainly will be the action center for the coming few hours here. Over to you.
Absolutely, Ishika. And Aishwarya, it's very important that while the Chief Minister is the highlight of today's meeting, the Cabinet and the Council of Ministers that's going to be sworn in tomorrow is also going to be very important, because if you look at the BJP's result, 48 MLAs and making huge gains, not just in Dehat Delhi, but also in West Delhi, Northwest Delhi, amongst the whole of middle class, in also parts of Jhuggi Jhopdis, clearly shows that the BJP has completely expanded when it comes to not just its organizational strength, but also its electoral prowess. There is welfare at play here, and also there's politics at play here. We have Aarti Jairath, who's joining us now, and also MD Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, first of all, both of you, thank you so much for joining us on this show. Professor Nalapat, what according to you would be the most important factors for the BJP to keep in mind when it comes to selection of the Chief Minister? Because this is a landslide victory. This is a historic moment for the BJP to come to power in the capital of Delhi. After so many years of trying, there was a time when people used to call the BJP an MCD party or a traders party in Delhi, but clearly it has defied all those norms. It has come out as a victor representing different sections of people. So what do you think are the most important factors for the BJP to be mindful of when it comes to the selection of the Chief Minister?
Well, I would venture a guess that the BJP would certainly not want to enter into another double vanvas, nor even a 5-year hiatus after the current term. So my own view is that the Chief Minister and the team will be such as to ensure that the party is carried through the next election successfully, and hopefully the election after that. It's going to be, in my view, a choice that is based not on what has happened in the past, although that's of course very important, and I'm sure those who have worked hard in the past will be suitably rewarded. It's a question of the future, and the future is basically the next 15 years from now. And in that time, the people of Delhi, they're very discriminating people. Don't forget, Delhi is a microcosm of people from all over the country. You have North Indians, South Indians, West Indians, East Indians, all the different languages of India. And very importantly, Delhi is where the VIPs come. I mean, more so than the commercial capital of India, Mumbai, more so than the IT hub of India, Bengaluru. It is Delhi where the important visitors from outside come. And frankly, the Aam Aadmi Party got an outsized image outside the country because it was running Delhi. And now the Delhi voters said, sorry, enough is enough. we have had enough of you. In my personal view, 3 or 4 factors were at play there. And I think those factors need to be repeated because they're going to be important in the decision. One, of course, is the towering personality of Prime Minister Modi. There are individuals who have sought to try and match his personality. And the second thing is that the people of Delhi are fed up with this center-state conflict. They want cooperation between the center
So it's not
and
just
the
the
state.
act of winning Delhi, but also the act of defeating the Aam Aadmi Party, a powerful regional force that was emerging as one of those alternatives, even in the national realm of politics, is what makes this victory even sweeter for the BJP, right?
Well, certainly, and the Bharatiya Janata Party would like to set an example for the rest of the states, and also, Bharatiya Janata Party wants to win West Bengal, the fort that they haven't won so far. So performance politics is something that Bharatiya Janata Party is looking forward to, and we were speaking about the inclusive approach of Bharatiya Janata Party this time as well. With the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow, we also got to know that it has the invitations had been extended to just not the gig workers, it is also the auto rickshaw drivers, the cab drivers, and every section of society. More than 30,000 people plus would be in attendance tomorrow for the mega swearing-in ceremony. Aarti Jarat is also with us. Aarti, please tell us about the inclusive approach of Bharatiya Janata Party. This time, of course, we saw that how the Jat voters voted for the BJP, the Banyas voted for the BJP, and from every section, the BJP got the vote. So how the BJP would like to communicate all the section of the society as far as the cabinet formation of BJP is concerned?
Well, I think you'll see, the representation in the choice of ministers, in the sense of every section, as many sections as possible being accommodated, in the cabinet. And most importantly, a woman, maybe 2 women faces, because the BJP has been making a very determined outreach to women, not just in Delhi, but across states. And, women was a major focus this time again for the BJP in Delhi. But, I think the most important thing in the choice of chief minister will be to find someone who works in sync with the center. I think, as Professor Nalapat pointed out, one of the chief reasons that, the Aam Aadmi Party was voted out was that people were tired of this center-state conflict. And, because Delhi has a very unusual structure in the sense that 3 key functions are with the Home Ministry, that is the police, land, and law and order. But otherwise, the Delhi state is a state, right? So, you have to have synergy between the Home Ministry and the state government, and of course, the Lieutenant Governor, who is a representative of the center here. They have to work together for the development of Delhi. So I think that will be very key in the choice, of person, somebody who's low profile, somebody who, works in sync with the Home Ministry and the LG, and somebody who has a vision, I think, for a modern city. Because, Sheila Dikshit is best remembered as, one of the great chief ministers of Delhi, because she gave Delhi such a modern look. And, I think that the BJP would like to, be remembered for that as well. In fact, the Prime Minister talked about, modernizing Delhi. So I think these are the various factors that will come into play in choosing the chief minister. And the cabinet will have that inclusive touch where, various important sections of society will be represented in the choice of ministers.
I think that's very important. The very nature of Delhi being a city-state, which means that there are multiple, centers of power here, which makes it also, challenging for the BJP to come up with a name which is in some way synonymous of not just the mandate it has received from the people of Delhi, but also is a balance between reward and representation. So if it is Pravesh Verma who needs to be rewarded for taking on and defeating Arvind Kejriwal, it's also about rewarding Vijender Gupta, who has been one of the oldest MLAs of the BJP, or for that matter, representation, because remember, it's the Punjabis and trader communities which have really helped to build the BJP in Delhi despite challenges. So, there is going to be a mix of representation and reward when it comes to the BJP. My colleague Ishika is there with us. Ishika, you have covered Delhi elections very closely. Let me ask you this. Tell us the importance of the Delhi state unit when it comes to this election, because we have had state presidents in the past like Mr. Tiwari, or for that matter, we've also had Adesh Gupta. But Virendra Sachdeva, in some ways, also had a different personality to him. He comes from the RSS. He's an organizational man. He didn't fight elections, but he played a very important role in getting his act together, getting the party's act together. Tell us the kind of contribution that the state unit played, in some ways reviving itself and becoming a force to reckon with.
As you rightly mentioned, the state units, in fact, they play a very crucial part when it comes to, the reviving, themselves here. And that is what, we are seeing here is what was the contribution that was done by the Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva, who kind of emerged like a kingmaker here, because he himself did not, in fact, contest on any seats, but he rather, in fact, focused on the entire election campaigning, and his more focus since day one was on, in fact, the booth workers. So there was, a lot of, campaigning done, programs that were organized to connect the booth workers. We also saw how, in fact, an event of PM Modi's interaction of the booth workers were also done with the slogan, Mera Booth Sabse Mahan. And certainly, that is what I think, is what we think is, help the BJP to, in fact, come back to power almost after 3 decades. So certainly, if you talk about rewarding, there is certainly this man in the fray that needs to be rewarded. And we'll have to wait and watch how the BJP decides to do that. But apart from that, as in fact, we were discussing, that this time the cabinet formation, more than the chief minister, if you look at the cabinet formation, that is also going to be a very complex, procedure, because first, it comes regarding the representation and the message they want to send out to the voters who gave them such a resounding victory, and also certainly to reward all those people, in fact, who have defeated big faces of the Aam Aadmi Party. So that also needs to be done, but all of that is, in fact, likely to get cleared in just few hours from now. Over to you.
Well, Ishika, please also tell us how this coordination will work, because in the last 10 years we have seen during the Aam Aadmi Party government, it was tussle between the LG and the Chief Minister. Now this time it is a double-engine sarkar that we will see in the national capital. So how would the top leadership think while choosing the Chief Minister to have a better coordination, because both Chief Minister and Prime Minister has to work very closely in coordination with the Lieutenant Governor in Delhi as well. So how will that formula work, and what's the approach of the top leadership and the state leadership that you have spoken to so far?
Well, in fact, Ashwara, now, in fact, we have covered how, Delhi is, in fact, a special state when we talk about the role of the Lieutenant Governor, because that certainly is, he's a very important, personality here when it comes to the Delhi politics. And that is what we have been witnessing for, in fact, till the time the Aam Aadmi Party was in government. So when, in fact, this is the time when the double-engine sarkar of the BJP is going to be formed, there is certainly going to be consideration that is being done by the central leadership, someone who works closely with the central leadership, but at the same time is, in fact, works closely also with the Lieutenant Governor. So that is also a very, in fact, important point. And first, let me show you the visuals, because we are getting very colorful visuals right from outside the action center. That is the state BJP headquarters. You can see that, Dol Nagaras all have been brought up, and all of this, you can see the arrangements that has been done. BJP headquarters decked like never before, first time in 27 years. This grand celebration that they are prepping up for, because in just a short while from now, we are expecting that the leaders, especially those 48 MLAs, will be arriving here soon. With them, the member of the parliament who also played a very important part when it came to, in fact, the campaigning in this elections. They all will be coming here. So all of these grand welcome is being done for them specially. You can see how, in fact, the very new gate has also been, put up here. All, in fact, to, give out that message that there is, in fact, enthusiasm, among all the party workers, the party leaders, because it is the BJP government in Delhi almost after 3 decades. So we are expecting that in just a few moments from now, the leaders will start arriving for that legislature meeting. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, the celebrations are getting more emphatic here, Aishwarya, and we can hear them out. And the leaders of the BJP are going to arrive anytime soon, like my colleague Ishika is also reporting. But remember, this is a victory that the BJP considers extremely sweet, almost on par with the kind of victories it saw in Maharashtra and also in Haryana. Also because, in some ways it completely removes the blemish of 2024 Lok Sabha elections, where it won to 40 seats, in some ways a reduced mandate. But with successive victories in Haryana, Maharashtra and now Delhi, where it ended its 27-year electoral drought, this is a big comeback for the BJP, and more importantly, it also changes the nature of Delhi politics. The Delhi voter who used to vote for Aam Aadmi Party in assembly elections but used to firmly stand by Narendra Modi in Lok Sabha elections. Mr. Narapat, to you now, does this election also fundamentally change the nature of Delhi politics? What do you think the Delhi voter is trying to tell the BJP here? Because clearly he or she wants his work to be done. He or she does not want excuses. Now you have Haryana, UP and Delhi all governed by the BJP. The Yamuna has to be cleaned. Air pollution has to be addressed. And more importantly, welfare also has to be delivered along with governance. What is the Delhi voter trying to say with this mandate, and how is the BJP going to receive this?
Well, in my view, the BJP would have analyzed what the Delhi voters thinking, and frankly, analyzed it before the election, and therefore come up with a formula that enables them to win. And part of that formula was that you bring back the Khuranas into Delhi politics. He was a very good chief minister, and after him, the next person was there, which was not very successful. He was not very successful. Sushma Swaraj was an outstanding person, but she had a very short tenure. So, quite honestly, I think that the other message is there's very great need for the RSS and the BJP to work in sync. You cannot have them working, not working for each other or working at cross purposes. They need to work in sync. And I think that was firmly demonstrated in Delhi, where you're talking about booth level management. I mean, the RSS workers are selfless workers. They don't look for anything for themselves. They work essentially for what they believe in. And they were working seamlessly for a BJP victory, as no doubt they'll be working seamlessly in Bengal for a victory of the BJP in Bengal, improbable though it sounds now. I'd also like to say that Aarti is perfectly right. It's, in my view, going to be an inclusive government, and women and youth figure very high in Prime Minister Modi's list of priority sections of society. The downtrodden, the women, the youth, all of them figure very high in Prime Minister Modi's calculus. And I think they will figure significantly in the cabinet as well. So I'd like to say, yes, it will be inclusive, but most importantly, it will do what the PM wants, reform and perform. Yes.
Right. Well, there would be inclusive approach of the Bharatiya Janata Party for sure, but Vasudha, it's a decked up BJP state headquarters, and I've never seen such happy faces, because it's 27 years Bharatiya Janata Party was waiting for this victory to come back into the power. Have you ever seen such glory at the BJP state headquarters? Because it's the last elections for this, and The new state headquarters have already now been built at Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. They'll be shifting at that office very soon. How much energy do you think that this victory will put to the BJP workers in Delhi, considering the organization?
So Aishwarya, this is the Delhi State BJP office, and you know the headquarters are in ITO. And remember, as BJP reporters, we in a lot of ways ignored this office completely because, you know, it was crying for revival in many ways. You know, there was this feeling that Delhi BJP will take a long for itself to revive, and there have been many experiments with regard to new precedents. But of course, when this Delhi state unit came to power, and of course the anti-incumbency that built against Aam Aadmi Party, this office is looking so different today because Delhi BJP is a confident unit today for having delivered what the party thinks is a historic mandate and also something that is so key to the future of the capital of a country that's aspiring to be an economic powerhouse. Just to run across everything that has happened today, along with Aishwarya, the legislators meeting of the BJP, 48 MLAs is going to take place in a short while from now. Leaders of the BJP are going to arrive, and this is the meeting that's part of process. And this is important because after this, we will get to know who the Chief Minister is going to be. The central observers, O.P. Dhankar and Ravi Shankar Prasad, are going to, in some ways, monitor this process and also ensure that they listen to the feedback of the MLAs. Remember, every MLA here is going to be important because he or she has won a difficult battle against the Aam Aadmi Party. There have been many giant killers. There's also going to be this concern of representation and reward. But more importantly, this also is an important day when it comes to future of Delhi. The top contenders, as far as we know, is of course Pravesh Verma, who is somebody who defeated the Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal. There is Vijender Gupta, one of the oldest MLAs of the BJP. He used to win even when Aam Aadmi Party was sweeping. There is of course Satish Upadhyay. There's Rekha Gupta from Shalimar Bagh. There is Ashish Sood from Janakpuri. It's going to be a combination of organizational bigwigs and also people who have taken huge gambles in their political careers to defeat key leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. Over to Ishika now, who has some excellent visuals with us on what the celebrations are looking like.
Well, Vasudha, it is certainly a lot of colourful visuals that we are getting currently from the Delhi BJP office. Let me first, give you a glimpse of that. You can see that there is Dol Nagaras there. You can see, in fact, the BJP workers here gathering with a lot of smiles on their face. I'll go across to them first. 27 साल बाद सरकार में आ रही है, आप भी बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता हैं, जोश आए हैं?
बिल्कुल, बहुत खुशी है हमें। हमने तो अपनी मेहनत हमारी रंग लाई है इस बार और भाजपा की सरकार बनी है 27 सालों बाद दिल्ली में। हमें बहुत खुशी है इस बात की।
आज लगता है कि आज सस्पेंस आप लोगों के लिए भी खत्म हो जाएगा कि आखिर सीएम कौन बनेगा और जो मेहनत लगाई थी, क्या लगता है कि उसका भी रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा?
देखिए, ये तो पहले दिन से डिसाइड हो गया था जब हम चुनाव में गए थे कि हमारा निशान कमल रहेगा। तो हमें तो ये पता है कि हमारा सीएम डिक्लेयर है वो कमल है। और रही बात जो भाजपा के कार्यकर्ताओं ने जितनी मेहनत करी है, हमारे नेताओं ने जो जिस तरीके से हमारा मार्गदर्शन किया,
क्या लगता है कौन सा फैक्टर सबसे ज्यादा काम किया?
मोदी जी की गारंटी विश्वास की,
पूरी होने की गारंटी, पूरी होने की गारंटी, मोदी जी गारंटी पूरी होने की।
और ये हर कार्यकर्ता की एक गारंटी थी कि अब की बार हम आएंगे और झाड़ू को खोल खोल के बखेर के चले जाएंगे, और वही हुआ। और ये सबके लिए गर्व का, हर्ष का और उल्लास का दिन है। और अब ये तय है कि हम उन्हें पैक कर देंगे। अब तो वो तैयारी करें 22 से 11 और हो जाए 9-2-11।
लेकिन फिर भी तो 22 सीट है, आपके चेहरे पे मुस्कान भी है। क्या लगता है, क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है एज अ कार्यकर्ता?
आज एज अ कार्यकर्ता मैं आपको एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ, जितने भी आप यहाँ पे लोग देख रहे हैं उनको मुख्यमंत्री मेरे ख्याल से सबका अपना मनपसंद है, लेकिन हमारा मुख्यमंत्री,
आपके मन में कौन है?
मेरा मुख्यमंत्री कमल है। उस गद्दी पे कमल खिल गया, सरकार हमारी बन गई, विकास अब जोरों शोरों से होगा और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। कोई नाम मोदी जी ऊपर की सदस्यता कोई भी बनाए, हमें कमल चाहिए बस।
विक्ट्री साइन नहीं दिख रहा है आप लोगों को?
जी, जोश और उल्लास दिखाई दे रहा है। और अभी आपने कहा ना उनके 22 है, 22 नहीं है, 11 तो जाने को तैयार है। सत्येंद्र जैन जा चुके हैं
राजधानी को देखने के लिए कि देश की राजधानी ये राजधानी है।
So in fact, you are hearing the josh even in their voice of all the Karyakartas that have already started gathering here at the Delhi BJP office. They say that the biggest factor was the Modi ki guarantee and Puri hone ki guarantee that gave them this resounding victory. And in fact, Vasudha and Aishwarya, it is very interesting to see how even the BJP Karyakartas say कि जो भी आज CM बनेगा, CM कमल ही रहेगा. Certainly very colourful visuals that we are getting you from the Delhi BJP headquarters. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Ishika, for those very critical details. In fact, jo bhi banega CM Kamal hi rahega is reflective of the fact that it's the BJP leadership, the top leadership, the Prime Minister and the Home Minister and of course the BJP President who will clearly know the name of the Chief Minister. Everybody else will just be, guessing. But just to recap for our viewers, and before that, thank you so much, Aarti Jairad and Ms. Professor Nalapat for joining us with your insights. Just to recap for our viewers, the legislative meeting of the BJP MLAs is going to start anytime soon. Celebrations are intensifying here. In fact, there are emphatic celebrations here. It's after 27 long years that the BJP has stormed back to power in the national capital. The man who is going to play an important role in the future of crafting Delhi's prospects as the capital of a country that's aspiring to be an economic powerhouse, a global powerhouse, that decision is going to be made now in a few minutes. Also, Aishwarya, tell us just who are the big names that everyone is talking about, because we do have Pravesh Verma, we have Vijender Gupta, we have Ashish Sood, we have Rekha Gupta, we have Shikha Rai, we have Satish Upadhyay. These are all organizational people. Pravesh Verma critically is very important because he failed to make it to the MP's candidates last year in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. He was one of the 6 MPs who lost, who could not get a ticket to fight Lok Sabha seats. But of course, he's made a comeback now, and what a comeback, right? So, who are the names that you think will play an important role in the minds of the decision makers?
Well, certainly it's a combination of the experienced ones, because the Chief Minister has to work very closely with the Prime Minister and the Lieutenant Governor as well. So he has to have an experience of administration. And there comes Mr. Vijender Gupta, 3-term MLA. And at a time when BJP was reduced to just 8 seats, he cornered Aam Aadmi Party in the legislative fold, and he knows how the administration works. He is the former BJP State Unit President as well. Pravesh Verma, of course, a giant killer, defeating Arvind Kejriwal from New Delhi Assembly constituency is one name which is doing rounds. Since day one, he defeated Mr. Kejriwal. But yes, 5 to 6 names were shortlisted. The sources clearly indicated to us that amongst these 5 to 6 names that we are talking will be the Chief Minister of Delhi. There would be no outsider who would be announced. And therefore, the reason, Vasudha, when I was coming towards the 14 Pandit Panth mark, which is the epicenter right now, where the legislative party meeting will be conducted, it was Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. O.P. Dhankar's big posters welcoming them, because they have that particular name who the entire legislative meeting will agree to. And the MLAs will agree to, certainly, that will be an same kind of chit that Rajnath Singh brought at the time of Rajasthan Assembly, or whether there would be some other name. But it will be very interesting to see.
Absolutely, Aishwarya. Very important points, and more than consensus making, it's going to be a meeting of celebration today, because this also is a party that is going to look at its future with a lot of optimism and a lot of responsibility. Remember, the BJP is coming to power in New Delhi at a time when air pollution is very high. There is this challenge of cleaning up the Yamuna. There is the challenge of providing welfare, something that the BJP has promised, in fact, more than the Aam Aadmi Party, and more importantly, governance, law and order. Now, of course, there'll be no time for no excuse for excuses, which is why for the BJP and for the PM specifically, this is going to be a priority, ensuring that they have a CM in place who is trusted, who can get along with the LG, who can take the organization along, and more importantly, give a future that is promising to the capital of the country. Before we slip into a short break, let's listen into what Delhi police are saying with regard to preparations for the grand swearing-in ceremony, all scheduled to happen tomorrow at the Ramlila grounds.
कल रामलीला मैदान में शपथ समारोह है, भव्य समारोह का तैयारी चल रही है सरकार की तरफ से। तो पुलिस भी अपनी तरफ से हम पूरे इंतज़ाम कर रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसमें आने की संभावना है। तो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर में हमने करीब 15 डीसीपी हमारे जोन वाइज होंगे और साथ में सिक्योरिटी के अलग ऑफिसर्स और ट्रैफिक के अलग ऑफिसर्स हैं। तो बेसिकली हमारा मकसद यही रहेगा कि समारोह जो है पूरी तरह स्मूथली हो सके। तो रामलीला ग्राउंड को हम पूरी तरह से चाक चौबंद करके, किलेबंदी करके उसकी पूरी सुरक्षा का इंतज़ाम कर रहे हैं। रूफ टॉप्स वगैरह चारों तरफ से कोई ऐसी स्थिति नहीं पैदा होने देंगे जो कोई इसमें कोई डिस्टर्बेंस हो सके।
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmaker. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmaker. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip at the spiritual Sangam. A sacred confluence.
Significant relief for Siddaramaiah. The Lokayukta has given a clean chit to the Karnataka Chief Minister. The Lokayukta report, it says that there is not enough evidence against Siddaramaiah. NDTV has accessed that Lokayukta report, which says that this case is of a civil nature and not a criminal nature, and that there is no need for any further action. In fact, let's also listen in to Siddaramaiah Krishna, the complainant in the MUDA scam case.
ಇದು ಅಂತಿಮ ವರದಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಧ್ಯಂತರ ವರದಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾನ್ಯ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತರ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೇ ತನಿಖಾರಿಗೆ ಚೀಮಾರಿ ಹಾಕಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಆರೋಪನ ಸಾಬೀತುಪಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಜನ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ತುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. IPS ಅಂತ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಥ ಅವಿವೇಕದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸತ್ಯಮೇವ ಜಯತ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಮವಸ್ತ್ರ ಧರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ವಂಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
All right, my colleague Veera Raghav joins us to get us more on this. Veera, apart from the fact that this is, in a sense, a vindication for Siddaramaiah, it also is a big approval of the positive, squeaky clean image of Siddaramaiah in Karnataka.
Well, yes, Osama, but this may not be the last act that you see as far as this case is concerned. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate is probing it separately. But of course, it is, as you point out, a definitive step for Siddaramaiah, a huge boost for him as far as both his image and as far as the political compulsions that he has been facing. Remember, what we are given to understand that this entire information is based on the notice sent by the Lokayukta to the complainant Siddaramaiah Krishna. From what we understand, the process is that the complainant will file his objections to what the Lokayukta has shared, which, as you rightly pointed out, says that there is no criminal misdoing in this case. It seems more of a civil case, and that they would like to file the B report, which is the way they shut the FIR before the High Court. The final report would be when the Lokayukta files the report before the High Court, and that we are hearing could happen as early as tomorrow or a little later. However, the complainant and others would challenge, because remember, they had already moved the court saying that the Lokayukta is under pressure from the state government and they wanted the central agencies to investigate the case. So that battle will continue to play out. The political battle will continue to play out. But for the moment, huge relief for Siddaramaiah as far as the Lokayukta investigations are concerned. This has been on the cards for a while. The Mysuru Lokayukta had submitted this report to the Bengaluru office about a week ago, and we were expecting this to be filed before the court at some point of time, and hence now it has come out.
Right, Veera, there was indication that there was a sense of rumble within the ranks of Karnataka Congress, especially what has transpired in the last couple of months between DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah, the disagreements that they have had. Does it put that to rest as well now?
Look, as far as the Congress was concerned, from the start, they were categorical that there was no information in this case, and they rallied behind Siddaramaiah. This was not used as a bargaining ploy in that power equation between the two leaders. So while this would categorically reiterate Siddaramaiah's image at the moment, given how this case goes on in the future, that's still a question mark. But for a moment, the vindication of Siddaramaiah, as far as the MUDA case is concerned, it would give him political relief from the opposition attacks on him. It would also give him a sense of reprieve for the moment, depending on how this case goes, as soon as the Lokayukta files the report before the Karnataka High Court. But whether it will have a direct implication as far as the power equations within the Congress remains to be seen, because that's an entirely different battle. That goes back to 2023, that goes back to caste equations, that goes back to other issues. And as I mentioned earlier, Osama, let's not forget that the Enforcement Directorate is parallelly investigating this case. Siddaramaiah also has another case in the High Court where he is questioned the sanction given and the prosecution itself in this MUDA case. So multiple layers playing out still as far as this controversy is concerned, but a definitive moment as far as this case and its investigations are going on.
All right, Veera Raghav, thank you very much for getting us all the latest and putting everything in perspective for our viewers as far as this particular story is concerned. Shifting our focus now to the Mahakumbh showdown that is taking place. Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, he has spoken on Mamata Banerjee's Mrityu Kumbh charge, saying that this is an insult to the Sanatan Dharma and that the opposition has insulted the entire nation. He in fact said that he gives his condolences to the victims of the stampede and asked the opposition to not play politics on this tragedy. He also indicated that there were fake videos that had hurt the sentiments of the devotees, and that reiterated that massive infrastructure upgrade has been done in Prayagraj. Yogi Adityanath, he attacked the opposition in the assembly speech. The Chief Minister was responding to Mamata Banerjee's Mrityu Kumbh jibe at the BJP. Meanwhile, the Samajwadi Party chief, Akhilesh Yadav, he has also backed Mamata Banerjee.
इनके एक और सहयोगी उससे भी 2 कदम आगे आकर के कहती हैं कि महाकुंभ मृत्यु कुंभ में बदल गया है। ये क्या है? ये क्या है? मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, कांग्रेस के नेता, अध्यक्ष, कहते हैं कुंभ भगदड़ में हजारों लोग मारे गए। इस प्रकार के गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान समाजवादी पार्टी, कांग्रेस, आरजेडी और टीएमसी के नेताओं के द्वारा सनातन धर्म के जुड़े हुए सबसे बड़े आयोजन के प्रति दिए गए। हम लोग ये मानते हैं सनातन धर्म इस देश का राष्ट्रीय धर्म है। सनातन धर्म की सुरक्षा में ही भारत के अंदर पल रहे हर मत और मजहब की सुरक्षा भी है और उनका सम्मान भी है और उनका गौरव भी है। प्रयागराज महाकुंभ में क्रिकेटर मोहम्मद शमी ने भी स्नान किया। मुझे याद है हर जाति मत और मजहब के लोग अगर आए हैं श्रद्धा भाव के साथ तो उन्होंने आस्था की पवित्र डुबकी भी लगाई। हमारी संवेदनाएं हैं उन सभी के प्रति जो लोग 29 जनवरी के एक स्टैम्पेड के शिकार हुए थे, उन सभी श्रद्धालुजनों के प्रति भी, या प्रयागराज कुंभ के दौरान जो आपने अपने नोटिस में उल्लेख किया है, सोनभद्र की, अलीगढ़ की या किसी अन्य जगहों पर प्रयागराज महाकुंभ के आयोजन में भाग लेने के लिए या यहां से जाने के लिए जो लोग यहां से प्रयागराज महाकुंभ में महास्नान के बाद वापस जा रहे थे, सड़क दुर्घटना के शिकार हुए हैं, उन सबको हम श्रद्धांजलि देते हैं। हमारी संवेदना उन परिवारजनों के प्रति है। सरकार उनके साथ खड़ी है, हर संभव सरकार उनको मदद भी करेगी, लेकिन इस पे राजनीति करना कितना उचित है।
योगी बाबा के जब राज्य में महाकुंभ जिसका बड़ा प्रचार प्रसार किया है, न जाने कितने करोड़ रुपए का, और इतनी मौतें हुई हैं कि बाबा उसका हिसाब किताब नहीं दे पा रहे हैं। बाबा डिस्टर्ब हैं। बाबा के बारे में क्या कहा जाए। बाबा की भाषा एक योगी संत और मुख्यमंत्री की जो भाषा होनी चाहिए वो भाषा नहीं है। ऐसा लगता है कि डिस्टर्ब है।
And the councillors from the Nepal embassy, Sanjeev Sharma Das and Nabeen Raj Adhikari, they held a meeting with Odisha ministers Mukesh Mahaling and Suryabanshi Suraj over the death of a Nepali student at KIIT. Meanwhile, the BJP student wing, ABVP, has come out in solidarity with the Nepalese students, ensuring their safety and support.
We approached the central government of India, Ministry of External Affairs. We also approached to the university and also approached to the Odisha government. So after the dialogue with all these people, I think the Odisha government people, they went to Chit and instructed them to reverse basically their notices. So I think there was a U-turn immediately after the intervention of the government of India. Now the hostel is open and the classes have been resumed. But in the meantime, government of Odisha as well as the Chit University, they have suspended, taken actions to several of their officials as well as the security guards. We have also requested all the students to come back to the hostel.
And my colleague Prabhakar Kumar joins us on the phone line to get us more on this. Prabhakar, what is the latest as far as the investigation is concerned? Give us the details.
As we all know that 5 persons from the university, including 3 directors, they were arrested yesterday and they have been released on bail. So the police is onto the job. Police is investigating the case. They have arrested the main accused who was supposed to be the main reason why that girl committed suicide. As far as the intervention of Nepal government is concerned, 2 officials of the Nepali embassy in New Delhi, they are still parked there. They are in touch with the Odisha government and also with the local police, and they have been assured both by the state government of Odisha and also by the police that there will be a proper investigation as far as this particular case is concerned. The university on its part, they are now trying to do the damage control in terms of calling back the students because they had earlier issued an eviction notice for the students and they were asked to vacate the hostels immediately. Many of them had actually left for their residences, for their homes, and they are now being called. And as we talk today evening, they are also holding a Zoom meeting with all the parents of the students hailing from Nepal, and they are trying to give a word of assurance on behalf of the university that there will be no action on those students and then that they should be sent back for resuming their normal classes.
All right, Prabhakar Kumar, thank you very much for getting us all the latest in that story. Meanwhile, the Delhi High Court on Wednesday asked the railways to examine the fixing of maximum passengers and sale of platform tickets. The Delhi High Court, it sought the response of Union Government and the Indian Railways on a public interest litigation seeking safety measures to prevent stampedes like the ones which happened recently at the New Delhi railway station. The Delhi High Court, it has sought a response from the railway authorities in a PIL that has been filed over the recent stampede that occurred on the 15th of February. Time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than
Very good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ankit Tyagi, you're with NDTV. The big focus, all eyes at this moment on the huddle in the BJP. The newly elected legislators are meeting to decide who is going to be the next chief minister. That is going to be our top focus. Let's start with the headlines. All eyes on the Chief Minister pick in Delhi. The suspense to end soon. Grand oath-taking tomorrow. Will it be Parvesh Verma, Rekha Gupta, who are the front runners? Rekha Gupta speaks to NDTV, says top leaders will decide. Relief for Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Lokayukta report says no evidence against Chief Minister. Lokayukta report also says not suitable for criminal case. Mrityu Kumbh controversy escalates. Yogi Adityanath hits back at Mamata Banerjee, says opposition joined forces to tarnish Sanatan Dharma. Akhilesh Yadav backs Mamata's Mrityu Kumbh comment. Delhi High Court on the station stampede. High Court says, why has the railway sold access tickets? List steps to limit passengers. CJI of the High Court also says stampede could have been avoided. "11 days after Bharatiya Janata Party won the elections in Delhi after a gap of 27 years, ladies and gentlemen, in just about an hour or so, we'll know who is going to be the next Chief Minister of Delhi. Today, an important meeting of the Legislative Party is taking place in the national capital. All 48 elected BJP MLAs will be there. And then, of course, the process of electing the Legislative Party leader will begin. Remember, tomorrow, that is February 20th, the big oath-taking ceremony is going to take place in the national capital, 11 days after the BJP won the assembly elections. Now, there are a lot of names doing the rounds. We'll get you all the latest, in fact, details coming in from the BJP camp. But before that, let's listen into Virendra Gupta, who, I beg your pardon, Virendra Sachdeva, who is the current chief of the BJP, on the Chief Minister's choice.
आपके नाम पर भी चर्चा है? नहीं आप छोड़ दीजिए, अब बताएंगे, अभी 8 बजे तक आपको बताएंगे। 8 बजे ऐलान किया जाएगा। सर, लेकिन कुछ तो जानकारी दीजिए आप। जिसके भी नाम पर बहुत लगी है, सब लोग बड़े संतुष्ट हैं। भाई, हमारे सभी कार्यकर्ता बहुत योग्य हैं। कोई महिला बनने जा रही है मुख्यमंत्री या फिर कौन? मनोज तिवारी।
That's Virendra Sachdeva while he was walking into the Delhi BJP office, saying that around 8 p.m. So, according to Mr. Virendra Sachdeva, in less than 2 hours, we'll know who is the Chief Minister of Delhi. Vasudha Venugopal, my colleague who covers the Bharatiya Janata Party, is with us at this moment. So is Aishwarya Jain, both of them at that very nicely done NDTV setup at the Delhi BJP headquarters, where the big news will be coming in from in just less than a couple of hours. Ishika is in the middle of all the action at the Delhi BJP office. Vasudha and Aishwarya, coming to you first. Are you both willing to bet on who is going to be the Chief Minister? Come on now. Show us your cards.
No, Ankit, not at all. You know, we have all been burnt badly in the past, and this is something we will not wish to gamble on. But that said, this is the Pandit Pantmark State BJP office, and as BJP reporters, this often got the stepmotherly treatment because a lot of us felt that it is going to take years for Delhi BJP to revive itself, and it was always the headquarters in the ITO, or for that matter, the Ashoka Road, the old office of the BJP, the headquarters of the BJP that got all attention. But today, this Delhi BJP office on Pandit Pantmark is dressed up like a bride, you know, and this is going to be a meeting not just of consensus but of celebration. You saw Virendra Sachdeva walk in with a lot of confidence. He said 8 p.m. is when we will get to know who the Chief Minister of Delhi is going to be. He is going to be the man who is going to be instrumental in shaping Delhi's future, the capital's future of a country that is aspiring to be an economic powerhouse. Many contenders there, Ankit, and like you and I were talking all also about the top contenders. There's, of course, it's going to be a balance between representation and reward. There is Pravesh Verma, who has defeated Arvind Kejriwal. There is, of course, Vijendra Gupta, who basically is one of the oldest, senior-most MLAs of the BJP. Also someone who used to win even when the Aam Aadmi Party was sweeping across Delhi. And, of course, there is Rekha Gupta. There is Satish Upadhyay, who has served as the BJP president. There's also Shikha Rai, who has defeated Saurabh Bharadwaj, seen as an important face of the Aam Aadmi Party. Ashish Sood, an organisation man, and given that there have been selections of Bhajan Lal Sharma or Vishnudev Sai or Mohan Yadav, who have played very critical roles in organisation and also experience, it also, is important to understand that the post might go to somebody who is steeped in Delhi organisation. They say that it is Punjabis and traders who have built Delhi BJP. But other than that, there is, of course, the most important thing of reward and looking forward to a future. So a young face, a face that fits well on representation is also something that can be considered. But all of these are speculations, because remember, it's just the top leadership that knows who is going to be the chief minister, what the name is going to be. This is a party that has taken about 11 days, and remember, there's been no hurry in this regard. There's been a lot of consensus making to understand the best face who not only works with the trust of the BJP leadership, but also gives a certain sense of hope to the party in Delhi.
Right, Aishwarya, also in fact with you there, Vasudha, and between both of you, you've been getting us all the important developments which are taking place in the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ishika also in the middle of the action. I can see a lot of drum beating, of course, celebration for the BJP after 27 years winning the elections in Delhi. Amitabh Tiwari, well-known political strategist, analyst, is also with us. Amitabh, I'll just come to you. Just hold on in a moment. Aishwarya, let me very quickly understand this from you. What will be the main considerations before the BJP puts in or zeroes down on the name of the chief minister pick?
Well, the sources have clearly indicated that it will be a mix of the experience, mix of an administrator and also someone who would be in coordination and better coordination with the central leadership, with the Lieutenant Governor, and because this time Bharatiya Janata Party bagged votes from all sections of society, so the caste equation will also play a key role while choosing the ministers for the Delhi government as well. We have been told that yes, 5 to 6 names have been shortlisted, and today in the parliamentary board meeting which was conducted at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, the deliberations happened and finally the name had been given. Very interestingly, the observers which had been appointed, Ankit, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, the Purvanchal face, Bihar leader and ex-union minister, and O.P. Dhankar, a Jat leader and also ex-union minister, both had been sent because the messaging the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to send out is that they are also looking at this caste equation, because both of these Purvanchali voters and the Jat voters have voted heavily this time to the Bharatiya Janata Party. So for a better coordination and to take the national capital forward, the fulfillment of those promises that the Bharatiya Janata Party have given, and also to showcase at how the performance politics works so that the party and organization can be more stronger, and also they can put an example in the upcoming elections in the states like West Bengal, where Bharatiya Janata Party want to win. So that all was in the minds of top leadership while selecting the name. And certainly, Ankit, I must tell you that I have never seen such a decked up Bharatiya Janata Party state headquarters, because after 27 years, this victory has come into their court, and certainly, the kind of celebration that is happening over here is phenomenal.
Trust me, Aishwarya, a lot of young journalists like yourself, even the old ones, would not have seen the BJP Delhi headquarters decked up the way it has been. I mean, it's been more than our careers that the BJP has been out of power, finally winning Delhi after 27 years. And of course, it is going to be a big occasion. And like you were talking about celebrations, Ishika is in midst of a big party, Ishika. It's been 11 days. The BJP's party has started in the national capital, goes on even today. And I can see it's Holi Diwali mixed. early Holi Diwali mix for the BJP where you are standing at this moment?
Well, Ankit, you know, one thing is for sure, the scenes that we are witnessing here is unreal, something that the BJP leaders themselves wouldn't have seen in the past 27 years. Let me take you to the visuals directly that we are getting here. This is the center of action, and certainly the visuals tell you so. You can see the celebration that has already started here at the Delhi BJP headquarters. Here, you know, the Chief Minister face has to be big. But before that, all of these workers here dancing here, enjoying here, because, you know, it is their double engine sarkar which is finally going to be in the government here. We are showing you the visuals of the dhol nagaras also that have been here since the evening today. All of this only, in fact, to welcome all the karyakartas, all those leaders, and certainly those 48 MLAs who played a very important part in bringing BJP back to power. So the leaders have already started, you know, coming here, arriving here. You know, there are several MLAs who have reached. You know, Jay Panda also has in fact reached. The Delhi BJP president, Viren Sajdewa, has also walked in, and he has in fact given us a time. He has in fact told us that 8 p.m. will be the time when the Chief Minister of Delhi will be announced here. So before that, you're seeing very colourful visuals here. Delhi BJP headquarters decked in a way that it was never before. The celebrations of the workers here going on, rejoicing the moment before the Chief Minister of Delhi is announced. So certainly the party has already begun here, Ankit, and all now we are waiting for is the announcement of the Chief Minister. Over to you.
Stay on with me, Shika, in the thick of the action there, Amitabh Tiwari, but it's not. Of course, the party is on, but it's not going to be an easy choice, isn't it? I mean, there are a lot of caste, community, you know, considerations for the Bharatiya Janata Party to decide on the 7 berths, including the Chief Minister, that they have in the national capital.
Of course, it's not going to be easy because the mandate is big and several of the MLAs names which has been circulating the rounds, they almost all of them fit the bill. So while I would say it would be easier to squeeze in the cabinet because you have 7 members and you can still try to field one person from one community, let's say an OBC, SC, one female, a Jat or a Brahmin, Baniya, Vash, Punjabi, Khatri. You can still try to accommodate all caste, classes, gender, etc. in the cabinet. However, the question of the Chief Minister is going to be tricky because it's not just about caste, gender or socio-economic class. It's also about youth because the BJP has opted for, we've seen young chief ministers, I mean relatively young in politics terms, because there has been a generational shift in states like Rajasthan, MP and Chhattisgarh. So whether it goes for a new face or it goes for tried and tested faces like Vijayendra Gupta or an Ashish Sood. Vijayendra Gupta has won elections even when the Aam Aadmi Party was sweeping the state. So it also depends upon the caliber of the individual. See, the BJP has made a lot of promises here, not only in terms of socio-economic welfare measures, but also that it would solve some of the long pending issues like air pollution, cleaning of the Yamuna, etc. So you need a person who will be able to implement the Sankalp Patra in letter and spirit, who has a better coordination or who has this better coordination abilities, not only with the LG, but also with the Home Minister, because they would be working in tandem. And Delhi has a multiplicity of institutions. So that also is a factor will be taken into account. It's going to be a tough job, but we know that the BJP thinks ahead of us. While we are listing 7, 8 or 10 factors, they could come up with 11th factor or a surprise name, which
never count the BJP out as far as the surprises are concerned, and especially Vasudha and Aishwarya would concur. All the BJP MLAs are very wary. They don't want their names to be played out in the media. The people, those who get the most attention in the media, are the ones usually not in the limelight in the end. Before I go back to my colleagues, let's take a look at some visuals, ladies and gentlemen, which are coming in from the BJP headquarters celebrations there. One BJP supporter has dressed up as the outgoing leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, who lost his own election, and that makes Parvesh Verma one of the top contenders because he defeated Arvind Kejriwal, who in fact at one point of time for the last 11 years dominated the political scene of the national capital. What he did to Sheila Dikshit, Arvind Kejriwal had to face at the hands of Parvesh Verma in the national capital. Vasudha, and this is a question to both of you. Like I've been saying, that the name which does the maximum rounds, we have seen that in Madhya Pradesh, we have seen that now in Rajasthan as well, is the one which usually doesn't get the consideration in the BJP. At this moment, all 48 MLAs would have a chance and all of them would be wary as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, Ankit. What I think is that while there is no template to the BJP coming up with its name for chief ministers, there's also been a change in which the BJP has operated after 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Because if you look at Modi 3.0, the cabinet was quite predictable. There were names that were tried and tested, and after that, you saw.
Just give me a second. There are these visuals coming in from where you are sitting at this moment. That both observers, Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. Dhankar, have arrived at the BJP office. Very important role both of them have to play. And I was just thinking, who can forget the time when Mr. Rajnath Singh had gone to Rajasthan and there was a chit given to Vasudha Raje to announce the name of the chief minister. Vasudha, carry on. I just wanted to give that information that both the important two observers have arrived at the BJP Delhi headquarters. The process is going to begin very soon. Go ahead, please.
Absolutely. 2023 elections are very different, Ankit, and that is why we heard these organizationally strong names like Vishwadev Sai, Bhajanlal Sharma and Mohan Yadav come up. Even Odisha elections after 2024 Lok Sabha, the assembly polls in which the BJP swept, Mohan Majhi, a lot of us had not really heard of him. And clearly, even when Gujarat saw a change in guard, Bhupendra Patel was made the chief minister, it was completely out of the box. So BJP has this habit of picking those surprise names which are surprising for reporters and for the outside world, for the organization, however, these are known names. So clearly this is a decision that the leadership takes depending on the kind of value that these people bring into the organization without being in the limelight. When it comes to Delhi elections, the landslide victory has been quite humongous, because defeating the Aam Aadmi Party, which had also emerged as a strong regional force, was something that was very important for the BJP, not just in Delhi but also in Punjab and in other states like Gujarat. So I think defeating Aam Aadmi Party was very important here. So clearly the selection that the BJP would make would be somebody who's trusted by the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, somebody who presents a futuristic face for the BJP in Delhi, and somebody who takes the organization along.
Aishwarya, come in on this, because like we have been discussing at this moment that it's not going to be easy. There are a lot of considerations as far as the BJP is concerned, but the fact remains they also need people, those who can roll up their sleeves, get the job going as far as Delhi is concerned. A lot of promises, like Amitabh Tiwari was telling us, have been made by the BJP, and they would want to start right from the word go.
Well, that's right, and in fact, we have seen that how the government came into action as far as the LG is concerned, or the Bharatiya Janata Party official Twitter handle also put out that tweet about cleaning of river Yamuna. That's the major priority. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had spoken it for just not twice, thrice, but multiple times, that it would be this government who will clean river Yamuna. That's the promise that they have made. There are serious problems that the national capital is facing regards to the air pollution and also to the level of municipal corporation with having clean roads and the sanitization process as well. So all of those things and the promises made in their Sankalp Patra is very important, with the freebies to be continued and the kind of arrangements that Aam Aadmi Party did. Of course, there would be renaming of those institutions like Mohalla Clinic and others, but that will continue for the people of Delhi as well. So that is very important, that how the new leader who will come in place will take that forward with coordination of the central leadership and the Lieutenant Governor as well. But certainly, as you were mentioning about the top contenders which are doing the rounds, nobody wants to speak to the media, and BJP is always known for throwing surprises. Certainly, all eyes would be on that legislative party meeting. But Ankit, I must tell you, when we are just outside the BJP state headquarters, Vasudha and I are also hearing, as the observers just went inside, the chants of Modi Modi, but the chants of Manoj Tiwari Zindabad, Basuri Swara Zindabad. So they are also expecting that there might be any surprise from the outsider as well. But of course, the sources have clearly indicated that the Chief Minister would be amongst the newly elected MLA only. It has come down to 5 to 6 names what we are discussing.
Right, so it will come down to the names that we've been discussing, and it's interesting because in the government there has to be a mix of some experience as well, and that experience in many people are also seeing in Vijender Gupta. They are also seeing it in the recent imports from the Congress to the BJP. Arvinder Singh Lovely is also one man who has served under Sheila Dikshit's government as well, now a BJP MLA. These visuals are coming in at this moment from outside the BJP Delhi headquarters, and look at just the way this entire thing is spread out. Everybody wanting to try and get the first bit of the news. It is going to be in just about an hour or so that we'll get to know the name of the new Chief Minister and possibly the cabinet ministers as well. It's going to be a small cabinet. Tomorrow the oath-taking ceremony is going to take place. Let me see if we have Ishika, our colleague, who's giving us the sense and the feel of the anticipation, among the BJP workers outside the Pandit Pant Marg office of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi. Ishika, like we are seeing, and you're getting us continuously these visuals of the celebrations. What are the workers saying? Who's the favorite among the workers to take the top job in Delhi?
Well, yes, Ankit, certainly here what we are seeing here, let me take you first to the visuals and then we'll be speaking to the BJP Karyakartas here. Here, certainly, many of the MLAs of those 48 have already reached here. Very colorful scenes that we are witnessing at this point of time, just outside the party headquarters here. Karyakartas rejoicing the moment, because in just short while from now, we are expecting that the name of the next Chief Minister will be out. But before that, in fact, you can look at those colorful visuals here. I'll also, in fact, go across, to some of the BJP Karyakartas here. नाम तो आज तय होगा, लेकिन आप क्या चाहते हैं कि कौन बनेगा CM?
पार्टी हाई कमान जिसको बनाएगी, हम लोग का स्वागत है, तमाम कार्यकर्ता स्वागत करेंगे।
आपकी कोई पसंद नहीं है?
हम लोग किसी को नहीं, हम लोग पार्टी के हाई कमान को सौंप दिए। हम लोग
आपकी पसंद में कौन है CM?
कमल का फूल, भाजपा कार्यकर्ता होगा जो भी और बहुत अच्छा नाम होगा, आपको भी अच्छा।
कोई एक फेवरेट नहीं है, आज तो नाम का चलिए अनाउंसमेंट हो ही जाएगा। उससे
48 के 48 फेवरेट है। इसके अलावा भी हो सकता है, 48 के अलावा भी हो सकता है।
48 के अलावा
कार्यकर्ता होगा 48।
So even you see the Karyakartas here also are very smart. They are saying that their favorite is Kamal ka Phool, the BJP's logo. But here certainly we are showing you the visuals, very colorful visuals, because even the Karyakartas are not aware as to who will be the one who will be leading this double engine ki sarkar from the secretariat. So just before that, the scenes you can look at here, the women Karyakartas rejoicing Sharma. He hasn't arrived at the party headquarters here, but his supporters are already here. He is also one of the front runners because he's the man who has defeated the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo Arvind Kejriwal. So whether the party will be, rewarding him as the Chief Minister of Delhi, well, that also remains to be a big question. But we have been given a time. 8 p.m. is the time that has been told to us by the Delhi BJP President Viren Sachdeva is when the Chief Minister of Delhi will be announced. So certainly in just a short while from now, the observers are going to arrive here at the party headquarters. Ravi Shankar Prasad and O.P. Dhankar, we are waiting. In fact, we are showing you the live visuals currently that the observers are in fact arriving at the party headquarters. You can see both of them here, in fact, arriving in the same car. These are the live visuals that we are showing you at the Delhi Chief Minister. So certainly here, the time has come. In short while from now, they will be announcing these two men of the moment will be announcing the name in the legislature party meeting. They have arrived here with the central leadership decision here, and they will be announcing it in their meeting here. You can see both O.P. Dhankar and Ravi Shankar Prasad in this car together, going inside the party office for the legislature party meeting, giving the central leadership decision to all those 48 MLAs and also, in fact, the MPs that are already present inside for this meeting. Over to you.
All right, so that's where my colleague is reporting from. They have reached the vehicles going in. At this moment, quite a rush of people, ladies and gentlemen, excitement there in the air. At this moment, Tanushka also joins us, from this very location, which is, of course, all eyes on who's going to be the Chief Minister, and people of Delhi eagerly waiting. It's been 11 days. Tanushka, just give our viewers a sense of the anticipation, because not just the Karyakartas or we in the media who are waiting at this moment to know the news. It is also the people of Delhi. The people of Delhi are waiting for the Chief Minister, for the government to take charge and begin the work and the promises to be fulfilled by the BJP.
Right, precisely. It's been long wait of 27 years for the BJP to reign in the capital, and this is not just for, of course, the party leaders, the party itself, but also for the people of Delhi who have given in their mandate. As you can see the visuals on your screen here of the party headquarters, it's completely decked up and it's lit up, and the observers have just arrived in. Ravi Shankar and O.P. Mishra as well have come in. O.P. Dhankar, I beg your pardon. And we are understanding that, the sense is that of high spirits at this point for sure. And the people have given in their mandate. For 11 long days, everyone has waited for the Chief Ministerial face. And BJP has kept up with this tradition of, this building this suspense about who will be the Chief Minister of Delhi. There have been names in the frame. Marathon meetings have been going on. We have also been speculating names, be it Rekha Gupta, the woman face, because the BJP has focused a lot on its women's scheme this time in its election campaigns. Be it Parvesh Verma, a lot of his supporters are present here at this point as well. He's been a very top political heavyweight after defeating Arvind Kejriwal and Sandeep Dixit. Be it Vijendra Gupta, the leader of opposition in the Delhi Legislative Assembly, or Jitendra Mahajan. And we're only a few hours shy of finally knowing who will be the Chief Minister of Delhi. 8 p.m. is the time that every citizen of Delhi is looking forward to.
That's right. 8 p.m. is when people are looking forward to at this moment to know who's going to be the Chief Minister of the national capital, Delhi, where a lot of promises have been made by the BJP. I request all of you, Ishika, Tanushka, also Vasudha and Aishwarya, along with Amitabh Tiwari, I request you all to stay on with me. This is going to be our top focus, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming back after a short break. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our continuous coverage of the Delhi's big decision now, all in the hands of the 48 legislators to choose the Chief Minister for the national capital for the next 5 years, along with the cabinet, which is going to, in fact, take the progress of Delhi and the work promised by the BJP forward. My colleagues are with me, but Amitabh Tiwari, let me ask this. You know, has to be, apart from the caste combinations, a lot of factors would also be taken in consideration. There are elections in the state of Bihar, some sort of political messaging also for that state. The Purvanchali voter has stuck behind the Bharatiya Janata Party, has helped them, in fact, to end the drought. And also in a mix of, the experience which some people, like Mr. Lovely, who came from the Congress party, bring on board. Do you also see a chance for them, at least in the cabinet?
Yes, of course. While the first and foremost objective is that the person should be able to implement the Sankalp Patra, the second or the secondary objective is that the choice of the Chief Minister should also send a symbolic political message to states where elections are due. And why only Bihar? We have bigger elections in Punjab in 2027, where the BJP has been trying to make some foothold for some time. So in the cabinet, for sure, I think there is going to be a person from the Sikh community, whether be it Arvinder Singh Lovely or Mr. Sirsa. That we'll have to see. That we'll have to wait and see. It could be the CM could also be from the Punjabi Khatri community, because again that's a message, a good positive message will be sent to the Punjabi Hindu community in Punjab, because BJP even has struggled to get their support in Punjab. Correct, it's the number 3 or the 4 party still on. In Bihar, I would say one person could be from the Purvanchali community for sure, because they were original supporters of the Congress and then Aam Aadmi Party, and have backed the BJP in large numbers in this election. But I doubt it could be the chief ministerial position. But one person from this community is likely to be part of the cabinet for sure. See, if you see the cabinet per se and include the speaker, there are eight positions. Uh, of these 8 positions, I think, if I may take this risk to take a guess, one person has to be a female, one person from the Sikh community, one from the SC, one from the OBC. That makes it 4. One person from either Jat, Gujar, or Yadav. That makes it 5. One person from the Punjabi Khatri community, 6. One person from the Baniya Vaish community, 7, and 1 Brahmin. So I think this is likely to be the competition.
Vasudha, so Amitabh Tiwari has outlined the cabinet. Now, the only thing for the BJP is to fill in the blanks with all the names, or at least the communities that he has taken. It is important that, 4 women have won on the BJP ticket. There are also, for the first time in many years, BJP has been able to break the stronghold of the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party in the reserved seats. Out of the 12 reserved seats, BJP has won 4 this time, so it will be important representation from this community as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, Ankit. What I feel is that when it comes to women, all political parties seem to think alike. This is seen as a patriarchal realm. That is why when the Women's Reservation Bill was brought in by the Prime Minister, it was seen as quite radical, and we are quite, I'm quite happy that it has been brought in at least. Of course, there are going to be years before which it becomes a reality. And when the BJP announced Purandeshwari as the state president of the BJP in Andhra Pradesh last year, it was also seen as a radical move. But when it comes to a chief minister, the BJP has had people like Vasundhara Raje in the past. But of course, it always takes more when it comes to making a mark. But when it comes to Delhi, you have Rekha Gupta, you have Shikha Rai, who defeated Saurabh Bharadwaj, you have Neelam Pahalwan, and you also have others. But most importantly, for the BJP, this is going to be a mix of representation and reward. Representation, like my colleague Aishwarya was also pointing out, if there are Punjabis, Purvanchalis, traders on one side, there's also this evolving migrant community, the urban-rural divide. This is also for the first time when the Dehat seats of Delhi have voted in huge favor for the BJP. So clearly there's to be representation from both sides. That there is the RSS that is very strong here. So those inputs also have to be taken. So women clearly form one of the parameters when it comes to BJP's thinking, but clearly not the most important, because all political parties, when it comes to representation, do think alike.
All right, Ishika is in fact in the midst of the action at this moment. Let us listen in. All right, she has a guest, Mr. Khurana is with Ishika. Harish Khurana ji, congratulations. Ask him, is he in the cabinet or is he the chief minister this time?
Well, certainly we are at the action center, and also with one of the man who's in the chief minister race.
This is not my job. My job, as per my party and my expectation from my Moti Nagar Vidhan Sabha, I am there to give this a Moti Nagar new dimension for development. I am there for that. Let my leadership, my Prime Minister, my parliamentary board decides who will be the next chief minister. In 1 hour, you are going to give a breaking news for sure in 1 hour.
But sir, do you think that the Moti Nagar will get a representation in the cabinet this time?
I said that's not my job. My job is to get the new dimension for the development, which I'm going to do that.
But in 1 hour, we are expecting the breaking news?
For sure, within 1 hour, you'll be chief minister and
So certainly here, Mr. Khurana also very tight-lipped at the moment, but the observers are inside, and he is in fact saying, that there are, the decision will come in 1.5 hours. So that is what we are expecting. The timing for, the big announcement, the Chief Minister of Delhi will finally be announced by the BJP party. And also, in fact, the observers, the two central observers are already inside with the name. They are going to be announcing the name to the MLAs,
Right.
after which the announcement.
All right, I think, what is happening is, Ishika, there is some, your audio, your mic or frequency is clashing with another mic frequency there. That's why we are that audio mix happening there. We'll try and rectify that. But Aishwarya, Harish Khurana, interesting character, has been with the BJP Delhi for such a long time. Father was the Chief Minister, has won his first election, if I may, in fact, add from the Motinagar constituency. And there is Parvesh Sharma. Both sons of former Chief Ministers would at least be expecting they would be able to take forward the legacy of their fathers.
Well, certainly, and Harish Khurana also faced the controversy just before the elections that were held in Delhi. Video was leaked out, and certainly he faced huge criticism, but still managed to win that particular seat. Parvesh Verma, again son of a Chief Minister, Harish Khurana, son of a former Chief Minister of Delhi, and both looking very keenly, because as you rightly mentioned that there are surprises that BJP always throw, and this time as well, anyone from 48 of the newly elected MLAs, there could be a surprise, or their name can be in that cabinet berth, or the Chief Minister from those MLAs as well. So anything can happen. We have to wait for at least 1 hour or so. But most of the MLAs that we were trying to speak to till yesterday, they were quite relentless. They were quite silent, and they do not want to talk much. It is just Viren Sachdeva who is speaking and giving sound bites to the media as far as what the kind of preparation that the Bharatiya Janata Party is doing, how the entire process works around. And after 8 p.m., when the announcement will happen, what we are also getting to understand is that the leaders will leave from the BJP state headquarters, Ankit, and directly head towards the LG House to stake the claim of the government.
And then, of course, tomorrow is the big celebrations. But both Vasudha and Aishwarya will concur at the fact that, at this moment, possibly barring the top 3 in the BJP, nobody else knows what's happening and who's going to be the Chief Minister. So everybody can keep their bets in their pockets. So you don't know. Nobody knows exactly what is going on there as far as the top leadership is concerned. I'm just coming back. We are slipping into a short break. This is our continuous coverage. My colleagues from the ground bringing you all the latest details, a 360-degree view, ladies and gentlemen, of what's happening in the national capital. Who is going to celebrate, have a dance at these tunes that the people of Delhi have, in fact, given the Bharatiya Janata Party with this mandate. We are coming back. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro. World's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip and the spiritual sangam. A sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmakers. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip and
So a lot is happening in the national capital. All eyes at the Pandit Pant Mark, where the BJP Delhi headquarters and the meeting is just about to begin of the 48 MLAs to decide the legislative party leader, hence the Chief Minister. Now, Amitabh Tiwari, let me ask you this. While the celebrations are going on, we are talking about the party, the combinations, but Delhi is also going to be a challenge as far as the BJP is concerned. Yes, they would have much more support of the central government than the previous government did. what are the key challenges that you see the incoming government to take on?
The key challenges, of course, from the political side is that the Aam Aadmi Party still has a 40% plus vote share, and they have 22 MLAs in the assembly, plus they still retain the control of the MCD. So there will be political opposition because Aam Aadmi Party is known for its street protests and the protest politics. So there will be political opposition which the BJP will face. Second is the multiplicity of agencies which Delhi has. So now we have two layers of government, the central and the state with the BJP and one with the Aam Aadmi Party. Will have mayor elections and we'll have to see how the situation pans out there. So the municipality with the Aam Aadmi Party does pose challenges because the civic issues still are under the control of the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the party has also promised to solve some long pending issues like air pollution and cleaning of the Yamuna, which are not easy issues to solve. And there are multiple states which are involved in the cleaning of the Yamuna, as well as the solving the air pollution issues. So coordination between all these states, and interestingly, with respect to air pollution, the BJP government will have to deal with the AAP government in Punjab because a lot of pollution comes from there allegedly. So it's going to be a challenge because they have promised a lot of stuff, including the continuation of the scheme. So there is a fiscal challenge also. We've seen the debt of the Delhi increasing from almost 10,000 crores in the past.
For the first time in 31 years, we have also seen that the GDP to the debt ratio of the government of Delhi, in fact, going in negative 4% is what we've been told is the debt at this moment. But let me very quickly at this moment tell our viewers what we are learning in the inside scoop, ladies and gentlemen, of the government formation in the national capital. Sources are telling my colleague Maria Shakil that there is not going to be any deputy chief minister as far as Delhi is concerned. This is important information coming in. It is going to be chief minister plus 6 ministers, and the oath taking ceremony is of course going to take place tomorrow. Then there will be a post of the speaker which can be decided later. The pro tem speaker will in fact manage the oath taking ceremony, and then of course the selection of the speaker is going to take place. Let me very quickly go across at this moment to my colleague Ishika, who is joining us at this moment. Ishika, more details coming in. No deputy chief minister. It's going to be CM plus 6, unlike the Arvind Kejriwal government.
Well, yes, certainly. In fact, this time it is going to be no deputy chief minister. It will be the chief minister plus the 6th minister who will be taking oath tomorrow at around 12 is what we are expecting. But their names has to be decided today, and we are expecting that their names will be out in an hour from now. So certainly the suspense continues, but the suspense is for a very short time. It is for around 1 hour because inside all the action is happening, Ankit, because inside the observers are present. They are having the meeting with the 48 MLAs and telling them about who is going to be the chief minister as decided by the central leadership. Now, if you talk about who are the front runners in the race, well, certainly it is one, Parvesh Verma, the man, in fact, who has defeated Arvind Kejriwal. How will he be rewarded? Remains to be seen. But another factor is the woman factor that the BJP also this time had put a lot of emphasis on. So will Delhi this time get a woman chief minister is also a big question. But there, the name of Rekha Gupta is currently leading in the CM race. Remains to be seen, who the BJP is going to be picking as the chief minister. But before that, one more time we'd like to show our visuals, the colorful visuals that we continue to get from outside the Delhi BJP headquarters. You can see all the dhol nagaras here from the time, since the leaders started arriving here, and they continue with the Karyakartas here who are unaware about the name, but they are certainly rejoicing this moment for now. Over to you.
rejoicing the moment all the supporters hoping that their leader becomes the Chief Minister or at least gets the place in the cabinet of Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, in just about 45 minutes from now, around 8 o'clock is when this name is going to come out. And we will get you, trust me, we will get you the first confirmation on the Chief Minister of Delhi here on NDTV. Thank you, Shika, for joining me. Thank you also to Amitabh Tiwari for all the important details that he has put out on this very issue. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We are coming back with much more on this big story after a short break.
Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmaker. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip at the spiritual Sangam. A sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025. Big budget day. Big newsmakers on NDTV. Top ministers and opposition leaders.
ये by the people, of the people and for the people budget.
It is a fulfilling budget.
This is a development budget.
It's one of the finest budgets I've ever seen.
More than a bold move, it is a clever move.
NDTV, always the first choice of newsmaker. NDTV keeps you ahead.
Kumbh is the flow of the rivers, the direction of the stars, and the memory of the urn full of nectar. I'm here to tell you the story of Kumbh. Watch Mahakumbh Tales with me, Amish Tripathi, only on NDTV.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland. The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith. The world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip and the spiritual sangam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching NDTV. My colleague Aishwarya and I come to you live from outside the Delhi BJP office on Pandit Pant Marg. It's a special day for the BJP, 10 days after the party stormed back to power, ending its electoral vanvas exile of 27 long years. The party is all set to name its chief minister for Delhi, somebody who will decide the future for the capital of India. We're getting you celebrations, visuals, voices from the state office here. All the MLAs of the BJP have arrived, and they are in fact being welcomed by rows each. In fact, Parvesh Verma, the giant killer of this election who defeated Arvind Kejriwal, the supremo of Aam Aadmi Party, has also arrived long back. The central observers, Ravi Shankar Prasad and also O.P. Dhankar arrived, and Virendra Sachdeva, one of the first ones to arrive, the Delhi BJP president, Jay Panda, the in charge for the BJP, also the BJP's national vice president, is also inside. In a few minutes from now, we are all set to know who the chief minister of Delhi is going to be. Remember, this is a historic moment for the BJP, having come to power in Delhi after 27 long years of struggle. But more importantly, who is going to be the chief minister? Is it going to be a combination of representation and reward, or is it going to be a surprise altogether?
Well, dholes are not stopping over here at BJP state headquarters as the newly elected MLAs are arriving one after other. But it was Parvesh Verma, louder sound that I heard when Parvesh Verma arrived at the BJP state headquarters, and all the newly elected MLAs already arriving over here as well. It is, of course, a grand victory that Bharatiya Janata Party has got, and just few minutes from now, we'll get to know about the Chief Minister of the national capital, who would be taking oath tomorrow at Ramleela Maidan. A grand ceremony that is going to happen tomorrow at 12 noon with over 30,000 plus attendance. And it would be, of course, the legislative party meeting which will be taking place shortly at the Bharatiya Janata Party state headquarters in Delhi. And finally, the name will be announcing. Ishika Verma is with us outside the BJP state headquarters. Ishika, what's happening? Has all the newly elected MLAs have finally arrived, and what time is the BJP legislative party meeting going to start?
Well, 8 p.m. is that time. We are expecting that the big announcement will happen. Who will be the next, in fact, who will be the Chief Minister of Delhi will finally be out. In fact, all the MLAs, all those 48 MLAs have already arrived at the Action Centre. That is the BJP Delhi headquarters. That is the 14 Pandit Pant Marg. And there, in fact, inside are also present the two central observers that have been appointed today, Ravi Shankar Prasad and O.P. Dhankar, who have with them the name of the Chief Minister that has been approved by the centre leadership. So certainly, in just a short while from now, we are expecting that, in fact, the curtains will be up on that name. But before that, as you rightly mentioned, we are at the Action Centre, and the dhol nagaras are not stopping. So the celebration mood is on. Certainly, you can see all those karyakartas here rejoicing at the moment, while in fact all the leaders are inside waiting for the name to be out. But there are certainly names, in the front runners list. There is also Parvesh Verma, also Rekha Gupta. There can be also a Banya face as well, is what we are hearing as per the party sources. But who will finally be the Chief Minister remains to be seen. So here, in fact, we are expecting that, in fact, in just a short while from now, the name will be out. But here, Negi, in fact, who has defeated Avadocha, has also just arrived at the party Delhi BJP office headquarters. So in just a while from now, Aishwarya, we are expecting the name will be out. But amidst all that, the celebration here at the Delhi BJP office is certainly not stopping. Over to you.
Thank you, Ishika. So the name of Delhi's Chief Minister, Delhi's BJP Chief Minister, is going to be announced anytime soon. Remember, this man or woman is going to be very important for the future of our capital. But this is a meeting not of consensus but of celebration. Most importantly, there are many names that are doing rounds. Remember, it's going to be a balancing act between reward, representation and a figure that will emerge as somebody who knows how to maintain the trust of the BJP leadership, also knows how to take people along. Is it going to be Parvesh Verma, the giant killer who needs to be rewarded, or is it going to be Vijayendra Gupta, who is probably one of the senior most MLAs of the BJP, or is it going to be somebody else? Well, we'll get to know all of that in a bit. Zainab Sikandar, political analyst, joins us now. Zainab, what is your quick sense on what are the top 3 qualities that the BJP leadership would be looking at this person all set to helm the government of Delhi, because Delhi is a city-state. There are many power centers here. Somebody who gets this responsibility has to work with the LG and most importantly also has to reshape the future of Delhi BJP. What do you think are the primary 3 characteristics the BJP leadership will be looking for in this person?
I think one of the first qualities that will fit very well right now, where Delhi is at, is someone who can, bring in governance, somebody who has a good track record from before. That's a must because, from where the BJP will be picking up from, they have a lot to prove because, don't forget, we have a lot of sitting MLAs of our also in the Vidhan Sabha this time. So there will be a lot of questioning done, there will be a lot of confrontations that will happen. So the first and foremost thing is someone who has a good track record, who can prove that they can give governance. I think the second thing that, I think the BJP would like to, have in the CM face of Delhi is someone who, seems to be progressive, someone who looks internationally very good, because don't forget, Delhi is the capital of India, and, whenever anything big happens, Delhi is at the center stage. So they would want, whoever is spearheading this union territory should be, someone who internationally also looks, very, sort of progressive, someone, who's out there, a good leader, who can represent the nation, the capital of the nation. And I think the third quality that BJP will look for is someone who can actually perform and can bring BJP back and keep all the MLAs and the clout together. That's a very important quality, that the person who they choose should also be popular among the MLAs of BJP and can make BJP stronger. Don't forget, BJP has come back after 27 years and, whoever will now take the leadership of BJP in Delhi will be someone very significant, So I think these are the 3 qualities that BJP will want to go in for. There is a 4th quality that I want to put in, but this is like a big guess from my side. And that will be that I think BJP will try and, put a female face in front. I mean, I'm not trying to suggest that it is Rekha Gupta ji, but I really have a gut feeling that they would want to put a female face in front because, for some divine reason, I feel Delhi has always, for some divine reason, a female face has always come in front, even when it's most unlikely. For example, what happened in the last term, it was so unlikely, for anyone to replace Arvind Kejriwal. But look, Atishi just came and, she became the CM. So Delhi has had this tradition of having female faces. So maybe that's a quality that, probably will be something that BJP will go in for.
Absolutely, a mix of a combination that we are expecting. The administrator who has that experience and also someone who can coordinate with the central leadership as well. What we've been told is the BJP legislative meeting, the all-important meeting that will choose and pick the Chief Minister for Delhi has begun at the BJP state headquarters. And what we are also being told is that BJP MP Manoj Tiwari has been speaking. Let's listen in.
इंतजार कर लेते हैं थोड़ा देर।
आपको लगता है कि कोई फीमेल मुख्यमंत्री मिलेंगी इस बार दिल्ली को?
नमस्ते नमस्ते।
ये कह रही है
जय श्री राम।
कुछ तो बताइए।
जो कुछ भी होगा बस थोड़ी देर में आप सबके सामने होगा।
आपके नाम को लोग कह रहे हैं।
जनता चाहती है कि आप मुख्यमंत्री बने दिल्ली के।
अच्छा निर्णय होगा, हम अच्छा निर्णय करके दे रहे हैं।
क्या कुछ कहेंगे? विधायक दल की बैठक मुश्किल हो रही है, कौन होगा मुख्यमंत्री अपना?
अभी पता चलेगा।
फिर भी
भैया बस विश्वास रखें, अच्छा होगा।
क्या पूर्वांचल का चेहरा हो सकता है दिल्ली में?
भैया
भारत गौरव
तिवारी जिंदाबाद।
चल ले चल ले।
Well, that's Manoj Tiwari, former BJP Delhi president and also MP, the only MP who retained his ticket in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024, giving that very important voice there. Over to you, Sajjan. Tell me, Zainab pointed out this very important aspect to elections. She feels that, and I agree with her completely, that Delhi often has given this unusual situations for women to become the chief minister. We saw what happened with Arvind Kejriwal's arrest and, of course, his subsequent decision to not become the chief minister and Atishi emerging as the CM face. But when it comes to Delhi, what are the different cohorts or, for that matter, groups of sections of people that the BJP will be extremely mindful of? There are the Purvanchalis, there are the Dehati voters, there is the urban-rural divide, there's also the class divide there, and of course women voters. What are the different aspects when it comes to voters that the BJP would want to satisfy and appease when it comes to its choice?
Yes, Vasudha, I do agree. I mean, besides Sheila Dikshit and Atishi, even Sushma Swaraj was the last BJP chief minister in 1998. So certainly women factor have been a consistent presence in Delhi political scenario. What factors would be therein? Certainly BJP would be very careful, extremely careful of retaining the lower middle class and poor segment support base which it got this time, because this was something that was keeping the BJP out of power in assembly elections since the 1998. Now the question is, do you need a CM face, to win over and hold on to that support base? I mean, not necessarily, because mind it, when it comes to the women vote support, be it Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra, we have seen that even if you are not a woman face, the male chief ministers, be it Shivraj Singh Chauhan or Eknath Shinde, they have delivered. So has been the case of Nitish Kumar. Mamata Banerjee, of course, is an exception, but in Odisha also. So not necessarily we should assume that in order to kind of entrench the support of the poor segment, women, lower middle class, Purvanchalis, you need to have the CM face. Of course, these factors will be crucial when the ministries are being formed. This is one. Two, since this mandate is about governance and aspiration, and therefore BJP would be looking for a couple of attributes. One would be that somebody should be having some experience in governance, not necessarily as a ruling party in Delhi, but even in MCD and lots many other forums. Two, the person has to deliver to the tectonic aspiration wherein the landscape of Delhi should change, and therefore someone should also be having a technocratic mindset of a quick decision maker. And three, it also needs the mandate is a rainbow mandate coming from different demographies. So the person should also have the knack to carry everyone along, should not be excluding other sections. So that is why, yes, lots many factors would be considered, taken into cognizance, but to do that, you do not need to have a CM face, because those factors can be taken into consideration effectively by continuing better schemes, by accommodating faces into the ministry. But as far as the CM face is concerned, mind it, it is going to be a triple engine, because now you have the central government, you have the state government, you are going to have the LG factor all in sync. Right. And if in the coming MCD election, if BJP also repeats its victory spree, BJP will have everything intact, and therefore the CM phase should be a mix of technocratic, organizational and experiential attributes all packaged into one.
Sajjan, the minute we have come, since the time we have come here and we've started reporting on this, every worker here has been telling us that it is the BJP that will be the Mukhya Mantri. So clearly making a point here that it is the Prime Minister who has the first and the last word when it comes to selection of chief ministers with regard to any state, specifically when it comes to Delhi, because Delhi's victory is a lot about central leadership driving the state unit to come out of its hubris, making those changes, starting with 2024 2024 Lok Sabha elections and driving through these reforms, taking all those corrective action, making it a force to reckon with, and eventually defeating the Aam Aadmi Party. Aishwarya, to wrap up for our viewers, tell us what really is happening inside this room, because this is probably the most important meeting to decide the future of Delhi.
Well, certainly the Legislative Party meeting that is scheduled here at the state BJP headquarters that will pick up that name who we are all waiting for last 11 days after the election results came out and Bharatiya Janata Party got a huge mandate of 48 seats. Certainly this is very important because the observers had also been sent by the parliamentary board meeting today. In the afternoon, it was Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad and O.P. Dhankar who were appointed as the observers, one Purvanchali face and the other Jat face. Both the communities voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party heavily this time in the elections as well. Let's go directly to Ishika, who is reporting for us from outside the BJP state headquarters where all the action is unfolding, and I can still see Dhol Nagara been buzzing over here. Shika, what's happening as the BJP Legislative Party meeting has begun, because the clock is ticking. Virendra Sachdeva already has announced that 8 p.m. is the time that we will get to know the new Chief Minister of Delhi. It's past 7:15 now. Has the meeting begun?
Well, as you rightly said, the clock is ticking, but the meeting is yet to start. We are expecting that in a very short time from now, the meeting is going to start, because as of now, let me show you the visuals first. The MLAs still continue to arrive at the party, Delhi BJP state headquarters. Just right now, Anil Sharma has arrived. Before that, we have seen Praveen Khandelwal, who has just arrived. There are MPs who continue to arrive. Basuri Swaraj and Manoj Tiwari have just arrived at the party office. So the meeting has not started yet, but we are expecting that in a very short while from now, the meeting is going to start. And as you rightly mentioned, the clock is ticking. The observers are already inside the action center. They are with the name that the central leadership has chosen. Once after, all those 48 MLAs, they arrive at the party headquarters, the decision will be, made to them, and then the final announcement, for which we are waiting for, not just for hours, but for 11 days, will finally be over. The Chief Minister announcement, as given to us by the Delhi BJP chief, is at 8 p.m. So, it's less than an hour that we are expecting that the decision will finally be made public. But before that, certainly the celebration not starting, not stopping here. In fact, it had started, early in the afternoon, and till now it is going on. So once after the Chief Minister announcement is done, we are expecting this will only intensify, because after that they will be going to the Lieutenant Governor's office to stake claim for their government. Over to you.
Well, Ishika, thank you so much, and stay with us. Keep bringing us those visuals. Emphatic celebrations happening there at the BJP office. But clearly, one question: who is going to be the Chief Minister of Delhi, and who is it, that one person that the BJP is going to place its trust on? Well, there's been a lot of thinking that has gone around, but clearly it's the BJP leadership, the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, the BJP leadership, the Organisation Secretary, the President of the party, who are going to take a call on this. Nobody knows. When it comes to the BJP, there is no way anyone would know other than these people as to who the party is placing its bet on. But it is a well-crafted, it's a very mindfully made decision, which is something that has become evident in the last few years with the party's decisions in several states. But coming to the significance of this visit and this day, remember, this victory is special for the BJP. It's already riding an electoral high of successes in not just Maharashtra but also Haryana. Remember, these two states, the BJP was expected not to perform that well, but it defied all those speculations and emerged with landslide victories in both states. Delhi victory is specifically special for the BJP because it ends a 27-year-long electoral drought. The BJP, which emerged with the support of Punjabis and traders here, something that has known to be an important part of the healing support system that was given to partition refugees, now is finally ruling the party, ruling the city, the capital city, so integrally important to the future of this country. Aishwarya, just to go back a little bit, the process of reforms for Delhi BJP started last year. We saw Parvesh Verma not being named in that list of candidates. Tell me a little bit about Vijender Gupta and Parvesh Verma when it comes to their stakes in this election, and also the other contenders that you think will be slightly above others when it comes to the party's decision.
Well, of course, Parvesh Verma being the giant killer, as we were all discussing, is the Jat face in Delhi. This time, what I remember is 10 seats that the Bharatiya Janata Party bagged, which has a Jat influence, and Jat community voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party, being a son of a former Chief Minister and a former MP as well. But he was in a bit of controversy in the past as well, and that goes something against him. But of course, as you were rightly mentioning, the reward that Bharatiya Janata Party also wants to give, defeating Arvind Kejriwal from New Delhi Assembly constituency, is huge in terms of victory. Vijender Gupta, another name, when Bharatiya Janata Party was reduced to 8 MLAs, it was him who cornered the Aam Aadmi Party in the Legislative Assembly, and he has that experience of being the organizational man, being a former Delhi state president as well. Ashish Sood, another contender, which is the organizational man, had worked with the top leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Of course, women contenders being Shikha Roy and Rekha Gupta. These are few important names that are doing the rounds who had that experience. And when we are speaking about mix of a combination of experience and the administrator, Bharatiya Janata Party top leadership would have definitely thought of. Let's go across to Zainab, who is also with us on this broadcast. Zainab, what will make the Chief Minister of Delhi the better one in terms of coordination with the central government and the Lieutenant Governor as well? Because in the past, when Aam Aadmi Party was there, we have seen huge tussle taking place, and there were claims and counterclaims being hurdled over each other, and ultimately it was the people of Delhi who suffered.
Delhi government were an anomaly, because before that, when it was Sheila Dikshit ji, it is known, like anyone who has heard of her governance style, they said that, she used to always have a very amicable relationship with the LG. She would go personally, to the LG, visit, talk over matters, and, get things sorted, because her, her style of working was that, let's get things working. With the Aam Aadmi Party, it was almost their signature style to have a very confrontational relationship with the LG, and to specifically show that the reason that they couldn't work well is because the LG was putting, a spanner in their work. And that was the common excuse that Aam Aadmi Party always gave. And, initially people did buy it, people did think that this was really the reason. But, for 10 long years, when you keep repeating the same thing, then people thought that, this is getting too much. At least the things that you have in your own power, you can do it. Especially after Aam Aadmi Party came to power in the MCD, then it was sort of the final nail in the coffin for Aam Aadmi Party, because people thought, now you even have the MCD under you, and yet you're not performing. The things that you used to complain about, you're not doing it. So I think Aam Aadmi Party's stint with the LG was something that was a little abnormal. And of course, now that the BJP is in power,
the politics of confrontation did play out, because the Delhi voter made it very clear that she wanted work to be done, he wanted work to be done. That's a very good point, Zainab. Let's also listen in to what one of the 4 women MLAs, female MLAs, Shikha Roy said today while entering. Remember, the BJP has 4 female MLAs this time. Neelam Pahalwan, there's also Rekha Gupta, there's Poonam Agarwal, and there's Shikha Roy. Shikha Roy is someone who defeated Saurabh Bharadwaj, one of the big faces of the Aam Aadmi Party, also the erstwhile health minister. Let's listen into what she said while she entered today's meeting.
जी, हमारी पार्टी का नेतृत्व सर्वश्रेष्ठ निर्णय करना जानता है और वो सर्वश्रेष्ठ निर्णय ही होगा और हम सब एक टीम के रूप में दिल्ली का संकल्प पूरा करेंगे।
क्या एक महिला मुख्यमंत्री होनी चाहिए दिल्ली में?
हमारी पार्टी का निर्णय सर्वश्रेष्ठ होता है। मैंने कहा जो निर्णय होगा हम सब कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर पूरी टीम दिल्ली का संकल्प पूरा करेंगे।
Well, Shikha Rai making it very clear that whatever decision is taken would be acceptable to her. Remember, all these MLAs are for the first time becoming MLAs, and the process of reforming the Delhi unit of the BJP started last year with the BJP dropping all its candidates except one, and with that began the BJP's ambition story when it comes to changing the mind of the Delhi voter who used to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party when it came to Vidhan Sabha elections, and for the BJP, for Narendra Modi when it came to Lok Sabha elections. Sachin, to you now, we were discussing how this election fundamentally changed the nature of Delhi politics that had always been seen in the realm of class divide. This time it was not just the middle class voters abandoning Arvind Kejriwal's party, but also a variety of issues, including aspirations, including caste, including gender, including welfare. Tell us, how critical is the selection of Delhi's Chief Minister to all these aspects? In the sense, the person who comes in, Aishwarya was also saying, has to deliver not just on welfare, but also on organization and also on governance.
Yes, Vasudha, let's just slightly go into the background. I mean, since after partition, the social base of Janasangh, which was the precursor of BJP, has been the Punjabi refugee and along with the Delhi Baniyas. While the rest of the peasantry, be it the Jats, Gujars, and the large segment of the slums and poor segment used to vote for the Congress, and something like that continued for a long time, and that kept on rewarding Sheila Dikshit and later Kejriwal. So this is one. So for the first time, you see that there is a party who has got the consolidation of the middle class, but also a significant section of the lower middle class and the poor segment. And therefore, it's very crucial to have a face who is resonating with all the sections across the class divide. To mind it, it is about changing the landscape of Delhi. And as if you have to compare the last 10 years in terms of the landscape, you compare it with the Mumbai, another metropolitan city, which also signify the politics of aspiration. People go there to with a sense of aspiration, whether they succeed or fail. And Delhi also used to be that. In the last 10 years, while Aam Aadmi Party did certain good work, but it was more around the popular policies catering the poor segment. So therefore, changing the landscape of Delhi by big infrastructural changes is something, and that is why I said you need someone with a technocratic mind, not a technocrat, but who shares that mind. Like you have Nitin Gadkari, you have but side by side, for the first time, BJP is careful to consolidate the slippery vote which has always been eluding the party in the assembly elections. And that is the poor segment. And therefore, you also need someone who has the ability to feel represented to the poor segments also, and who also have a sense of empathy to the welfare schemes. And that is why these are two opposite ends. One, politics of aspiration needs a fiscal discipline, more expenditure on the infrastructure, while the politics of freebies diverts the funds to continue the politics of freebies that has been there. So therefore, of course, this time there would be a complete synchronization between center, state, LG. But nevertheless, you need a leader who has the ability to carry everyone along, and as well as who has the vision to implement the kind of tectonic changes in the landscape of Delhi, in infrastructure of Delhi, that the middle class aspired for. So therefore, the leader, that is the CM, is extremely crucial, because mind it, politics of confrontation and the blame game that AAP started signifying, has to be abandoned. Also, BJP needs to learn, and I'm talking about this because this opposition syndrome, when you are out of power for more than 3 decades, even when you come to power, you keep on carrying that opposition syndrome of blaming the past government. That also has to be abandoned. So therefore, right now, the BJP has run out of all the excuses on in order to blame someone for their failure, and therefore you need a face, who can carry on this burden with success, and therefore the face of Chief Minister is extremely crucial, and that is something I think that's why the top leadership of the BJP is extremely careful about, and that is why all these delays.
Absolutely, and in these elections we also saw several leaders changing their post as well. The leaders from Aam Aadmi Party shifted to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Some shifted to Aam Aadmi Party, and one of those leaders was Kailash Gehlot, who was then minister in the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, and now being elected as an MLA in Delhi as well. He's speaking. Let's listen in to what Kailash Gehlot has to say.
दिल्ली वासियों को बहुत बहुत बधाई, शुभकामनाएं। बहुत लंबे समय के बाद डबल इंजन की जो सरकार है वो उसका सीएम जो है वो दिल्ली को मिलने जा रहे हैं, और दिल्ली में जो विकास इतने समय से नहीं हो रहा था वो दिल्ली वासियों को मैं उसकी बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि ऑलरेडी जो घोषणाएं की थी उस पर ऑलरेडी काम चालू हो चुका है।
सर, आप भी होंगे कैबिनेट में होंगे?
वो आप प्लीज थोड़ा वेट कीजिए उसके लिए।
सर, आप पहले भी कैबिनेट में थे सर, इस बार भी कैबिनेट में कुछ नहीं
है। आप जाने दीजिए प्लीज।
जाने दो भाई, जाने दो। गुलशन जी जाने दो। Well, several faces there. Kailash Gehlot, also one of the top ministers who defected to the BJP just in time for the elections. The MLA from Bijwasan. Remember, the parliamentary meeting, the legislators meeting of the BJP Delhi MLAs is going on. The central observers have arrived. All the MPs, all the MLAs have arrived. And of course, the toss-up is going to be amongst a lot of names. Who is going to be the Chief Minister of Delhi? There is, of course, Vijender Gupta, one of the senior most MLAs of the BJP, somebody who used to win his seat, Rohini, for the BJP, even when the Aam Aadmi Party would sweep. There's also Pravesh Verma, who deserves a reward for defeating Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal. There's Rekha Gupta, the MLA from Shalimar Bagh, also the female face of the BJP, somebody very important to the organization here. There is Satish Upadhyay, also an old war horse, somebody who has served as also the BJP president of New Delhi. Aishwarya, to you now. Tell us a little bit about each of these candidates, because now it's closing in. Clearly, some of them are visible to us. Some of these names are, of course, contenders. Who are the names that we can expect at least to be on the drawing board for the leaders to make a call on?
Well, there are many, as earlier we were also discussing 48 newly elected MLAs, and there could be possibility of any of them, to be precise, because in the past as well, BJP has a history of throwing the surprise. We have seen in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan, in Chhattisgarh, names arriving who people never thought of that they would become a chief minister or a deputy chief minister, but BJP has done that in the past, and in Delhi something possible can happen as well. But it is, of course, the 6 to 7 names that are doing their rounds. A lot of other newly elected MLAs have that potential that BJP thinks as well, who can be pitched in and can be accommodated in the Delhi cabinet, is what we are also picking up. And certainly, as the newly elected MLAs are one by one arriving over here, 8 p.m. is the time that we are all waiting for. But certainly, after this, as we've been told, there would be a photo of opportunity, because the MPs from Delhi has also now been arrived at the BJP state headquarters, where the legislative party meeting is underway, and there would be a grand photo of opportunity that will happen. A photo will come out, a leader will be elected, that the name will be communicated by the observers, and certainly therefore they will be heading to the LG house, and tomorrow at 12 noon all eyes would be on that oath-taking ceremony.
The grand swearing-in ceremony, that's all set to take place tomorrow at noon, and Aishwarya and I will be tracking that very closely. Zainab, to you first. You talked about the ability of some people to take others along, and that being key feature to the selection of the Chief Minister. When it comes to a toss-up between, hypothetically, say, Pravesh Verma or Vijender Gupta, played a very important role in the organization. Vis-a-vis someone like Parvesh Verma, who needs that kind of reward, who deserves that kind of reward for defeating Arvind Kejriwal. Where do you think the party would be sort of like, where do you think it will be who do you think it will be siding with? Because this is an important balance that the party would have to make, and this decision would also impact not just the future of governance in Delhi, but its own prospects, the party's own prospects when it comes to the capital.
Absolutely. There'll be a lot of factors, but don't forget, most of the contenders here have a brilliant track record. I mean, if you say